All right, so if you just tuned in, welcome. I'm going to be showcasing just some head-to-head matches between Kostas and RedPsi. They're going to be playing the Empire. I'm super excited about this match. They're two of the best Empire players I know. It looks like right now um, they're just getting set up. I don't know why they're Bretonnian Dark Elf, but I'm assuming they're going to play Empire soon. Um, Wait a second. All right, so yeah, a few features for sure. We got to do a map with a few features. Um, so just to explain what I just said in chat. So three matches. First match, Kostas versus RedPsi, where Kostas plays Empire and then RedPsi is any faction except Empire. Second match, RedPsi plays Empire, then Kostas will play any faction except Empire. Third match, they both play Empire but different sub factions. They each get one ban. Um, uh, uh, yeah. Mm. All right. So I gotta find an Empire map. I think the good Empire map would be Prague. Uh, you got Altdorf. How about Altdorf Outskirts? Let's do Altdorf Outskirts as the first one. No, let's start with we'll work our way up to Altdorf Outskirts. Let's start with Prague. Mm. So yeah. I need 3 Empire maps. Uh, is that? Okay. All right. So what was the first one again? Um, 3. All right. Prague, Norden, Altdorf, outskirts. Mm, interesting. So RedPsi is going with Norska versus Empire. So I guess he's expecting the Marauders to be the low cost, high melee attack stuff that's going to clear through spears and flagellants. That's my guess. We'll see how that matches up. I like that pick actually. Then the trick is keeping his lord alive. Maybe even a Luminar could be tough against uh, the Norscan leadership if it's able to connect. Depends on the size and the mount. There's a change here. RedPsi is going to go with Chaos. Chaos can work too. Uh, Spears are going to have a hard time getting through the Chaos armor. It sort of puts more pressure on the Empire player to go with Cav play or handgunners. No, back to Norska, so probably more crossbows, things like that. Oh, we'll see. Okay, so I'm gonna get it to Prague because I said that was gonna be the first match. Mm, Let me bump this up. You can ignore my blocker. It says 2v2 tournament. It's not a 2v2 tournament, clearly, but I'm just using it to hide the army selects while both players get ready. So there's no time limit for them on their army select. This is just a friendly game. I'm not going to be like, you have 3 minutes to ready up. I mean, we'll see. We'll be patient. I'm sure they're going to think carefully about what to bring. It wouldn't surprise me if Kostas goes with a more mobile army, brings out the steam tank. Terror can be a pretty good option against Norskin units. I like the steam tank in this matchup because uh, it's enough to pressure Norska to attack you, but it also allows you to kind of get up and go if you need to escape all the marauders and you're getting kind of overrun. Norse can suffer from lower leadership, and then you've got something that can like even with against wolves and other things like that. I mean, those have pretty low leadership too. So if you bring the steam tank and then some demis, you can probably keep that alive for quite a long time. And I think Karl Franz could be a good option too in this matchup, again for the terror and for the ability to take down the large, which I'm expecting to see a decent amount of from RedPsi. We'll see how he plays it. I don't know. Was certainly not expecting to see Norska in the first match, but who knows? Um, so if I'm RedPsi, how would I try and beat the Empire? I mean, a typical Empire build would probably have a lot of spears, so I would bring Marauders with a couple of chevrons so they don't just instantly run away. Um, I would probably go more on the Mammoth side of things because I think I would need to just try and disrupt their unit formations. It's not a matchup I have a ton of experience with. I mean, I like to use the Skin Wolves a lot. Actually, no, I don't know. I would probably bring no more than one Mammoth. I would go more with Chariot play. I think the Chariots with the ability to kite and shoot are a pretty good option. Also like the idea of a Frost Dragon. I think they're really cost effective. Maybe double Frost Dragon, because then I think a 2v1 you might be able to fight Karl Franz. Uh, sorry, Frost Worms, I guess they're called. In 2v1 you could probably fight Karl Franz in the air. Uh, it's hard to do, but maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I'm sure RedPsi is a better Norska player than I am. It's not a faction I have a ton of experience with. Maybe actually, you know what? No, scrap everything I said. If I'm RedPsi, I would probably run a Famir build. I bring probably 4 or 5 units of Famir, and then I would just bring Marauders, and I would just try and push through the front lines, and then I'd have maybe 1 or 2 wolves in the background, and um, maybe Throg, something that can soak a little bit of damage and just stay alive and just plow through stuff. And Throg, he's got the access to the Wintertooth Crown if needed. You could maybe use that to keep the Famir online. I don't, if I'm Kostas, I probably against Norska wouldn't be bringing a lot of handgunners, which would be the best counter to the Famir. And I don't think spears are going to cut it. Halberds could do well, but I don't think he's going to bring very much AP. So actually, yeah, I would, if I'm Norska, my answer to Empire would probably be just 5 units of Famir. We'll see. And they're just regular wolves, like to harass backlines, to disrupt shooting, or try and commit some Empire resources, and then just Marauders to fill out the rest to clear chaff. And maybe a Fire Wizard. And I would I would probably ignore the hero hunting. I think it's going to be really hard for Wolfric to get his paws on the Empire leadership. Like Franz is he can fly, he's pretty maneuverable. Same with Gelt. If Gelt is in the air, how is Wolfric going to catch him? I don't think he can. I don't know. We'll see. Excuse me. All right, I'm gonna take my screen off. We're gonna get right into it. Beautiful Prague. Love this map. Very cool. Got a little bit of terrain so as not to be boring. A little bit of a transition zone over to some desert on the side. I guess the Badlands. You've got any orc structures over there? Not quite. Couple rocks. You got mostly open space though, so it's still easy to spectate and command your troops. But there's a little terrain, you know. They've got this arch over here. I like it. I like it a lot. You've got this beautiful rock formation to look at. I don't know. It's got something. It's got more than the dwarf maps, which are a little drab in my opinion, and for dwarfs. Like, right, they're just loading in. I'm gonna comment on the deployments. Let's see what's going on here. So Kostas, remember Kostas is playing Empire in this first match, and then we've got RedPsi playing the Norskins. By the way, it looks like RedPsi has just joined the GRG clan. I have another friend who's playing over in the GRG clan right now, so shout outs to GRG. What's going on? So Marauders in the front, no surprises there. I expected to see that. There's Berserkers, again, expected to see that just to clear chaff. So that's a pretty standard play. I expected that. No Famir though. I would have expected some Famir. Well, I wouldn't have expected it because Famir are rare choices, but I think they would have been good. And what if I had brought Famir in this matchup? What's going to kill it? There's the steam tank, which could kill it. There's the Altdorfs, which could kill it. And there's Franz, or Boris, which could kill it. But there's no halberds, there's no handgunners. And those, I think, are the biggest threats to the Famir. I think Famir will actually be cost-effective versus Altdorfs, versus Boris, versus the Empire Knights. Basically everything on the roster except the steam tank. So, yeah, maybe... I don't know, maybe Famir and a Frostworm to chase the steam tank, the Famir to kill everything else. We got Wolfric. Again, I probably wouldn't have picked this in this matchup. I think he's going to have a really, really hard time catching Boris. The Famir is going to be bodyguarding Wolfric, I guess. But, I mean, the only good thing about Wolfric is probably that Trident in this matchup. And, I mean, he's got Fight or Die, which is a thing. You know, melee attack lets you get through the spears faster, but I think he could have done that anyways. If I was Kostas, I don't know if I probably would have left the spears at home, but I'm not going to second guess Kostas too much because he knows his empire pretty well, certainly better than I do. So I'm going to trust he can hold his own. Oh, look, there we go. He did bring some Famir. He's got the Mist Stalkers. They're going to be hunting those Altdorfs, I'm sure, with their armor. Sundering is going to be very useful here. tons of AP, and he also brought the armored skin wolves, so they're going to shrug a lot of the crossbow shots. Interesting choice. They are a little bit more expensive. Mostly what we're seeing is a balanced roster with a heavy infantry contingent to cut up some chaff. Interesting. Kostas did bring the steam tank though. I do think it's going to pay dividends. Maybe you can use it as a chariot to just kind of cycle some of these infantry. And it's going to force a response. Maybe that's where Wulfric is going to have to come in to deal with that steam tank. Maybe the Famir is going to be chasing that steam tank and protecting his troops. But interestingly, he's swinging his leadership over to the side. I probably would have kept it a little closer to the midline. Maybe here's the sweet spot. You probably don't want to put Wulfric right in the center because... excuse me, still fighting cold. Because he could be just shot. That's always a risk. But if you pull your leadership too far away, like right now there's no hero support for this front line, so a steam tank goes through there, there's a little bit of damage from shooting or other things, then that's going to be tough. So Kostas, good player. I think he's making the right move. He's interrupted the most damaging infantry unit, which is the Marauder Berserkers. RedPsi is going to have to react to that and force path his way through. I don't think he's noticed just yet because he's microing a lot of other stuff on the side. So we got Famir, Wolves coming around here. Boris is scaring some things off. Skirmishers mostly. He can take some shots. Doesn't really matter. Altdorfs are going to have to decide what they want to get on. It looks like they're on the side. So they're going over to the skin wolves. They can't see the Miststalkers probably because they are stealth. Crossbows are still in line. They're doing some good work here. Steam tank is scared off a lot of stuff, it looks like. Kostas has been able to secure this flank pretty nicely, but Wulfric's come over here along with the Skin Wolves. He did top up the steam tank, but I'm surprised Wulfric's decided to go away from the steam tank and into the archers. The archers are only 300 gold. They're not a big deal. I would send Wulfric actually after the caster. I think he's a much better pickup if he can. And again, if he's got Hunter of Champions, which he does, that would be a much better play, I think. But Empire Knights are nearby. They can come back here and try and protect things. Altdorfs are going to be chasing after Wulfric, but they get tied up by some Ice Wolves. Ice Wolves are large, though, so Altdorfs are going to get the bonus versus large. They're going to cut through them pretty well. Over here, it's getting pretty messy. Marauder Horsemen swing around the flank. They're going to come in on the back. Probably try... and shoot in on these Altdorf Griffites. So nice play there by RedPsi. Over here, we've got Wulfric making contact with Boris, but I think that's not the target he should be going after. I think Wulfric has to make his damage stick, and he has to go after the steam tank, or he has to go after the Jade Wizard. So Kostas, I think, is okay with this. The Jade Wizard is able to heal Boris. Boris can get away. Well, granted, Boris is taking a lot of damage here, so maybe I'm speaking too soon. But he's really slippery. He's got high mass. And he's going to peel through his demis. Really nice play there. Over here, this unit of spears is wavering. Nice pendulum going down there. Beautiful stuff from RedPsi. Good pickup. Over here, spearmen are securing that front line. On the back, the archers have regrouped. And this big scrum in here is really a key fight. Boris taking a ton of damage. He's going to need to get out of here. He's hit his healing cap now, and he's wavering. So definitely Kostas has to be careful with his leadership situation. I know Boris is capable of doing miraculous things, but now Boris is on his deathbed. Life Wizard is in deep trouble. Wulfric is going over there to seal the deal, but regroup spears are the true heroes of the Empire are going to come over here and maybe be able to screen off Wulfric. Steam tank is hot in pursuit here. He's going to try and catch Wulfric, but I think Boris is going to get chased again by Wulfric here. Steam tank coming over, but Life Wizard is going to regroup. That is huge. That is absolutely huge. Steam tank plus spears are probably going to rescue Boris. Life Wizard can put a cast into Boris. Boris can peel through his spears. So I think that was a mistake there. If I am RedPsi, I want to get the Jade Wizard off of the field. Now Wulfric is starting to take a little bit of damage. Some shots going in, some smacks going in here from the Steam tank. Archers online. They are shooting into these Berserkers, which are very limited in number. Spears are fleeing, but the Marauders getting put into melee, absolutely going to do some damage on those regrouped spears. Empire Knights have rallied. I don't think they've been pulled back into the fight. Kostas is going to want to get them back in here, dealing with those Marauders in the back line. Over here, we've got Wulfric just chilling. He's going to come in here and get in another charge on Boris. Looks like Boris is not shying from the contact. He's going to counter charge. They're going to go at it. Jade Wizard is going to regroup here in the spears. He probably could have chased the the Skin Wolves, bit of a risky play there, but they were terrified. Maybe could have done some damage. Boris is really, really low here. Deep, deep trouble. He's going to peel away. Certainly doesn't want to be fighting Wolfric. Maybe he wants to be going in the back line, securing that here, but I think Balance Bar is probably tilting in favor of Norska, but I'm not sure. There's still too much battle to be fought here. But I think Wolfric has got to be a little careful here. Oh, sorry, Boris has to be a little careful here about fighting Wolfric at this HP. I know he can take a lot of damage, but you don't want to lose your leadership here. I think the most important thing is this Steam Tank. So probably the Steam Tank's got to be pulling through the Empire Knights. At the same time, the Steam Tank is unbreakable, and it does have a pretty high HP pool that hasn't been used up yet. So I don't know. I guess you got to just take damage where there's still HP that can take it. And right now, I guess the Steam Tank is going to have to literally tank a little bit of damage while Boris tries to regroup this back line and keep the Empire troops fighting. But I think it's a bit of a lost cause. If that Jade Wizard goes down, everything else is going to be surrounded. Nice charge going in there, probably trying to get this Fimir off the field, but Fimir plus Wolfric, plus the Miststalkers, going to be a big, big problem. I think the Miststalkers were MVPs here. I'm going to give this win to the Norskins, it looks like. So, bit of a... What's up? How's it going? Welcome. So, yeah. Wanted to get some Empire Showcase matches in here. Kostas and RedPsi, two of the best Empire players I know. It looks like Empire is not actually winning this matchup, which is maybe a bit of a surprise. But RedPsi is a very, very strong player, so maybe Kostas hasn't played against Norska very much. And you know, it is only one match. You know, sometimes it's just luck of the draw in terms of what armies you select. So yeah, we'll get into match 2 shortly and see how it goes. In the meantime, let's just enjoy a little bit of meme action and go from there. Still coughing. Yeah, thanks for tuning in, Nameless. I'm glad you're joining in. Still a lot of matches to be played. Wow, the Steam Tank is truly tanking like crazy. I think Kostas was maybe just a little bit too aggressive with Boris in this matchup, and I think the Spears, they just didn't net enough value against the high melee attack of the Berserkers and the Marauders. I think they were the right choice as Norska. If I was Empire, yeah, I liked everything about Kostas' build, except in this particular matchup, I might have dropped the Spears, and I would have gone with Franz instead. I think he really needed that anti-large to scrap with Wolfric, and to really be able to fight back at those Miststalkers. And I think if Franz was buffing the Altdorf Griffites, it changes the whole scenario of the matchup. Also, maybe I missed it. I didn't see Boris really what he was up to early in the fight. I think if he was used maybe more as a chariot to interrupt the advance of some of those Marauders, then it would have freed things up. But the double armored skin wolves was kind of a nice play because that sort of put the Altdorfs in a 2v1 scenario. I mean, yes, they had Empire Knights, but Empire Knights are probably going to lose to the skin wolves, um, plus the ice wolves. So I think RedPsi, based on his army select, he had the mobility advantage. He had um, the frontline advantage, and Kostas was relying a bit more on his special units to win. I think in this, I mean, interesting, they both had the exact same number of unit cards with 15. Uh, I do think because Norska is a very high mobility faction, they play a little bit like Greenskins in some ways. Um, Maybe going lighter on the archers would have been a better choice here. Um, or even on the flagellant. Um, Maybe one or two units of archers is enough, or maybe even just the steam tank. Honestly, you probably don't have to worry too much about the flying from Norska. Boris could probably take down one Frostworm on his own if needed. Um, Maybe just one steam tank in Boris, or one steam tank. Sorry. Well, I think one steam tank plus Karl Franz would have been totally fine. I mean, that's how I like to play the Empire, anyways. And I'm not a I'm not the model Empire player, but if you ask me, that's probably how I would roll with it. Um, oh, yeah, Knights of the Blazing Sun. Yeah, Knights of the Blazing Sun. I guess they're pretty good for Skin Wolves. I didn't think about that. They might have been a better choice versus um, than the Empire Knights in that matchup. So I think I don't want to say that this. Please don't take this match as an indication that Kostas doesn't know how to play the Empire. Believe me, he does. Uh, but sometimes it's just certain matchups. Like maybe he hasn't played a lot of games against Norska or against players who are very very talented or comfortable as Norska. So yeah, we'll see. So they're gonna swap this time. Now RedPsi is gonna play Empire. Kostas is going to play a different faction. Interesting, he chooses High Elves. Um, yeah, Nameless, hop in, man. If you wanna cast with me, just come join the party. All right, so next map I said was going to be Norden. We're gonna Norden. All right, so yeah, we got the screen up here, so that's good. So you can't see. I'm sneakily looking at their builds. Um, so I'm gonna pretend I haven't seen it though. Is that Nameless who just joined?
Yes, sir.
Welcome, my friend. So we got matchup here: Empire versus High Elves. Do you want to let me know your thoughts on what you think each player should bring? or will bring?
Ooh. Um.
Keep in mind of the map too. It's Norden, so it's like kind of a rainy, semi-forested map with I think a bit of a crest in the middle, and then sort of it slopes downwards on both sides from there.
Lines of chase or trace. For elves is a good frontline unit.
I like
They
that.
trade well.
Yeah, they get buffs in the forest too. So on this map, I like
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
What what's the password? Oh, can they open up another spectator slot?
uh, yeah, I can open a spec slot for you. Sure.
Because they trade very well upwards with great swords, and they'll pretty much beat every other unit. What's the password, real quick?
1-2.
I think White Lions are good. I think Love and Seaguard are very good as a ranged pick, as well as being less susceptible to cab charges, and also trade really good with Empire bowmen, and oftentimes the bowmen out trade handgunner units. Um, I think they're going to have a little bit of difficulty on the cav side.
The high elves.
Yeah, the high elves.
I agree.
They have good cav, but they don't match up too well against other heavily armored cav.
Hmm.
Um, I
I,
think the lores of magic are basically
w-
they're pretty even on both sides. I think they each have um the same lores of magic.
yeah, high elves have so many options. I might be tempted to bring like a lore master build and with just white lions. Maybe even major shadows. I think like for Empire, their pivot, like their key unit, is got to be those Royal Altar Griffites. If you can take them off of the field, then Franz loses his support. You can start chasing after the Life Wizard. It opens up a lot of things, and with Lore Shadows, you got Malakos mystifying miasma. So if you can stop those
Hey,
Altars,
Otter,
yeah.
they're ready if you want to start it.
Oh, okay, yeah. Uh,
Also, the Empire has really cheap mortars and artillery, so I think that's definitely one up they have over the High Elves.
yeah.
Their mortars can be very punishing against any sisters or Seaguard they bring. I don't have the most experience with Empire, but I know Reichsguard are really cost efficient and really good with cycle charging infantry
Hmm. Yeah, I
and
mean,
pressure.
High Elves don't
Um,
don't have. They have nobles for sure, which are fantastic, but
yeah,
their spears don't have AP. So heavily armored cav could still do a lot of work on High Elf spearmen. Given the map, maybe. Well, anyway, I'm gonna just yeah, I'm gonna stop theorycraft. I'm gonna start talking about what is here since we're in deployment phase now. So we got Carl Franz up in the air. We got Warrior Priest, who's probably gonna be chaperoning those Altdorfs, and the Jade Wizard was the super strong pocket. This is a build I've had RedPsi run against me, something very similar to this, and I call it the RedPsi build because it's when he's used. Maybe he changes the thing here or there, but like the core is always the same, and I've used it and have had tons of not only success but fun playing it because it's pretty balanced and very very strong. So how it works. You got these silver bullets, which play as as your like stealth AP missile unit, which is nice. It gives you support for Karl Franz if he's getting gooned in the air. Then you got the Altdorfs, which can kind of protect the silver bullets in the back line, protect your hero blob. Your warrior priest is going to be buffing your cav to make sure your Altdorfs win the fight, and France can also buff that cav. So you can put the stats through the roof of those guys if you keep that like smashing. We'll call it the smash hammer over here together. Spears, unbreakable units, that stuff is just there to buy time for the other things. So what are the weak links of this armor of this army? There's not really many. You have to try and kill, I think, the Altdorfs, but good luck doing that. Over here, what do we have from Kostas? We have a Tyrion build, so we'll see if he nuts value against France. I don't know. I think it's gonna be hard for him to stick him, but we'll see. I mean, this is kind of a reverse scenario. You have a duelist lord on horseback, which is kind of like Wulfric was in the last match, but in this case, like RedPsi he's not bringing like the B minus version of the Empire like duel. He has a duelist himself, so it's not Boris. This is the Hildenhammer, and he can dish it right back with Tyrion. But Tyrion plus a noble should still be able to outduel Karl Franz in isolation. But what's gonna kill the Altdorfs with this roster? I don't I don't know. I don't think you have anything to do that. The Silverhelms are gonna lose. I mean, the Silverhelms can kill all the swordsmen. They can probably cut down the spears, but who cares? I think this large pocket is just much more powerful. So Tyrion's gonna have his work cut out for him. The noble's gonna have his work cut out for him. We'll see what the high mage has.
Without buff,
Heals.
I think Tyrion wins on a one-on-one duel, just as a straight fight. He has way better stats, but with the buffs with Galmaraz, absolutely he'll get trashed. I think the Silverhelms are mostly that are kind of like run interference. I don't think he's trying to win the Cav game on Kostas, which I totally agree with against Empire.
Mm-hmm. It looks
he's
like,
just kind of wear him down through spears and such, and keep the Empire off your back line.
Looks like RedPsi's seen them because he's already squaring up the spears, or maybe he's just senses them. But
yeah. I definitely like the two medium cavalry picks, just to like they're gonna hold longer than Reavers in your back line, and if they do get into the Silver Gunners, which he just has now seen, they're gonna do a lot more damage before they get crumped by the Griffites.
Yeah, we've got Karl Franz screening out the Silverhelms on the far side. The White Lions are chasing the spears, but look at RedPsi. He's pulling back and trying to pull the White Lions out of the forest. And a huge charge going in here on Karl Franz. Look at that. He took 20% of the HP off of the White Lions of Trace. Tyrion and the Noble were not shadowing the movement of Karl Franz closely enough. They should have been over here on this side when Franz came to this side. And so Karl Franz was able to get in a free charge. They did try and countercharge Karl Franz. Maybe they got a hit on, but the Reichsguard came over here, mucked them up. Warrior Priest is here. Now you got Stand Your Ground, Shield of Faith, whole bunch of stuff going down here, making this pocket very strong. Kostas is going to try and wheel around to the back, but I think the opportunity was actually to send the Silverhelm directly into the front line. If you look at what was here, there was only 3 units of swordsmen. That's where the Silverhelms, I think, should have been attacking instead of trying to get into this back line where the Altdorfs were sitting and waiting. And that's exactly what you're seeing here. The Altdorfs are going to respond to them and muck up not 1, but 2 units of Silverhelm. So maybe 1 unit of Silverhelm go one side, 1 unit of Silverhelm go the other side if you do want to do the split tactic. But having 2 get mucked up by the Altdorf, I think is certainly a win for RedPsi. Over here, Warrior Priest is tagging the high mage. Reichsguard are probably going to come over here, try and pin him in place. But Kostas did get the Noble and Tyrion onto Karl Franz. Did a little bit of damage, but he's going to peel out of there. Jade Wizard is certainly going to be healing him up quickly. Nice Sunfang going down here on the Spearmen, cutting them down to about half health. Not a bad target. Over here, Reichsguard have locked up some Seaguard. They're doing okay. They're going to get a rear charge in some Spearmen. No big deal. This is where the real fight is going on here. But 2 units of Silverhelm, that's 2,000 gold worth of value. That's just been terror routed. Very, very depleted, though. Their morale is very low. And this is the pocket that I'm talking about. So the heavy hitters are together. You've got the Altdorfs the Warrior Priest, and Karl Franz. Anywhere that goes, Kostas is probably going to have to run away. The weak link is going to be this Empire Wizard. The Jade Wizard is hiding in the forest, and yeah, nice stuff here too. Look, if you notice, that RedPsi has angled his swordsman off to the side, which means that these white lions are being shot broadside and not in the forest cover. Some counterfire coming in here from the Lothran Sea Guard. They are shooting into the woods, but yeah, still doing some pretty good damage. RedPsi is going to back up over here. Go ahead, Nameless.
Yep, they pretty much they pretty much deleted the unit almost immediately when it got into range. It got 0 kills and then just now got 2, so it's had no value worth off on that. But no, he did a really good job of keeping a track on top of the silver bullets, but now he's getting a little bit trumped in this pocket here. I would have probably kept the silver bullets in the right on this tree line just to help with this pocket engagement, maybe. Trying to keep him out of the range of the spearmen. But you got to give him something to shoot at.
Yeah. So key fight over here, Tyrion going in tough with Karl Franz, but he does get that huge HP proc. He is terror routed. This pocket right here just is able to do so much damage. Some spears get sent over here, maybe a little bit late. I've lost track of the noble. I don't know what happened to him. Perhaps he's died. The high mate in that pocket as well, probably. Silverhelms are over here. Maybe a little bit of micro mistakes here, not keeping them active. They're gonna try and just muck up some the heroes and just buy some time for Tyrion to regroup. But if Franz has Foe Seeker or can just chase Tyrion off the map, that's going to be huge. It's coming right up to the edge of the map. We'll see. Tyrion is pretty fast though. Wow. So I don't know if that's a micro mistake or what, but I mean, if I'm RedPsi, I am making sure that Tyrion doesn't come back. I don't care about these silver helms. I'm chasing him to the edge of the map. But I don't know. RedPsi's played a really good game so far. I wonder if the High Mage has the combat stats to just fight the Jade Wizard. Like, I've seen the Jade Wizard chasing him around. High Mage 285 weapon damage, 3840. This one is 2530. So I think the High Mage could probably just fight the Jade Wizard. I know Jade Wizard has a higher weapon damage, but this guy's got better like melee attack, melee defense. I wouldn't be running. Like, you get some charge bonuses in. If it goes sour, you can run away. You're faster anyways.
Yeah, I would have waited for the cav. I would have kept my cav behind my back lines, protected by the spearmen. Waited to get any cav charges until my infantry grind out the front game and countercharge through infantry of anything that they send. Because you have inferior cav, but you have way superior infantry. Also, the spears with their martial mastery is relatively fine, but it's I think they would beat Empire Shieldmen 1-on-1. But anyways, I would have kept off the infantry engagement. I think that's what's pushing the balance of power away from them at the moment.
Well, yeah, I mean, a lot of the Empire chaff has been cut off the field now, so the White Lions, I think the damage is starting to add up. But I think this like core pocket, right? This is where all the punching power is from the Empire. It's doing a lot of work on the leadership. Tyrion is hanging on for dear life, but he's at his healing cap. The High Wizard, I don't think it was the right choice for this matchup. I don't know what Kostas was trying to accomplish with that, but maybe he understands better than I do. I mean, Apotheos it's cheap, right? But I mean, Tyrion already has so much heals. I don't think the limiting factor is heals. You're better off with some utility damage or something. And I don't know. Yeah. So
yeah, and another thing I don't like about putting a cav engagement as soon as possible is Tyrion, who's on the horse, gets more value the longer the game goes on with his stun fangs.
Yeah.
And just using that to keep your white lions as healthy as possible. Because white lions are really good against armored cav in sustained combat. And if he gets it to where only thing Red has is just cav and heroes, then the white lions will grind them through. Especially if you have like a Tyrion or a noble in the center, anchoring them with the leadership.
Yeah, I think the Silver Helms, they were a problem. 0 kills for both units. They both got mucked up. I think that was a really tough part of the matchup for Kostas. I'm sure he wants to take that part back. Maybe just go with Reavers and Spears, or Reavers and Phoenix Guard maybe. Phoenix Guard will kill everything in the Empire roster. I wouldn't expect a lot of like what I've noticed is a trend lately with Empire builds is that Empire players are not bringing a lot of handgunners. They've sort of fallen off the meta, and if you bring stuff that handgunners are good at killing, there's a good chance that the Empire player is not going to have an answer to it. Like, huntsmen, crossbowmen, archers, they're all great, but they don't have the AP that the handgunners can offer, and so if people aren't bringing these sorts of things, then you Phoenix Guard are gonna clown all of the swordsmen. They're gonna clown all of the spears. They're gonna clown all of the cavalry. So, I mean, handgunners they still have a role, and if you don't bring more than one unit, there are ways of making the Empire player pay. Um, so Kostas is saying he should have gone with a life mage. I don't I don't necessarily agree with that. I mean, I think Tyrion he got so much heals. He reached his healing cap. I don't think any more heals would have changed the outcome of that game in the slightest. I think the issue was with the Silver Helms. I think, yeah, he's saying his cav didn't pay off at all. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Um,
Hello, Perversia.
Hello.
what's up, man? Thanks for watching the stream too.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
Do you wanna co-cast with us?
I'm finished watching.
well, you can chill. We're casting though, but yeah, you can comment if you feel like it or not.
Otter's
Uh,
casting and learning
I don't know
it.
if you can have more than 3 spectator slots.
You can have like 6.
I can open up more. The only thing is that
Oh,
at
yeah.
some point it starts to affect gameplay, right?
Yeah.
Because
I
It's
know.
loaded.
it increases the
I know
lag
my
for
PC could
people.
handle it. If you don't think they can, then I won't.
Uh, I mean, I don't know. I'm okay with it, but I am streaming it on YouTube, so if you're okay with a little bit of a delay, then it just keeps it crisp for the players. That's the only concern. Um,
Maybe you will. I can join or not join.
it's okay. This is just casual. I don't think it's super competitive. So I have spectator slots open. If you wanna hop to spec, it's okay. It's Kostas versus RedPsi, and it's passwords 1-2. All right, so this is the mirror matchup build, the Empire versus Empire that we were hoping for.
Yeah.
This is cool because it is somewhat simulative of tournament play because these players haven't played each other before, so it's not like they're counter picking. It's not like they know each other. It's like they're both going in a little bit blind to each other's builds and how they play Empire. So the way I saw RedPsi play Empire in the last game is the way that I've seen RedPsi like play them in the past. Maybe he's brought the steam tank from time to time, but that core has always been the same. Um, so I feel like to a certain extent, RedPsi has sort of shown his cards on how he plays the Empire, and it's going to be really interesting in this next match where we see Empire versus Empire. If RedPsi is going to kind of stick to his guns and run what he just what he's comfortable with and what he ran last match, or if he's going to try and change it up to keep Kostas on his toes.
So I have a question. What are they what are they playing at or playing for?
Oh, just for fun. RedPsi's got a tournament tomorrow, so this is kind of practice for him. But I know
Oh.
Kostas is being a very strong Empire player, and I've also known that RedPsi is a very strong Empire player. So in my mind, I wanted to see like these two great Empire players just go head to head, and we tried to create a scenario where both players would have a chance to showcase their skills with Empire and then also against Empire. But sometimes mirror matches are difficult to play and cast because the colors look the same. So to get around that for game three, we're going to try and say that they have to play sub factions of the Empire, so that we can see them apart when we're casting. But I just want to catch up on the chat here and see all of this talking that they're doing. Um,
Yeah, they're just
so I thought you'd bring more
just figuring it out.
silver bullets, old skill.
Killer bolts are really really good. He didn't. I don't know if I'd bring him against high elves or any elf faction. Mostly just because the bows will outtrade you so quickly. But the one advantage you do have is that they do have stock, and it was a very grassy terrain. So I'd have maybe waited a bit longer until you can compromise the front lines
Mm-hmm.
or their back lines a bit more, or
Yeah.
you win the cav engagement, and then you can push them. But in the end, it didn't matter. No,
Uh,
I really did like the white lines of Trace. They definitely pulled weight, but they didn't pull enough.
so they're picking. So we're playing Ultra Outskirts. They've agreed. It looks like to not play as Franz because they think Franz is the strongest. So yeah, they both agree
I
that Franz is
mean,
the strongest. So they're gentlemen's agreement not going to bring Franz.
the only person who could combat Franz in how effective he is at doing his job is Volkmar the Grim on a chariot or on his chariot. But pretty sure we know how that duel works out between those two. Because Volkmar the Grim on his chariot does a lot of work, but Franz would eat him all up.
There's yeah, there was Volkmar is I think a specialist against undead factions, or infantry heavy factions. So you can do okay against
Anything with
yeah
anything with low leadership too. Also,
yeah exactly
like Skaven, he'll
yeah
eat Skaven.
yeah
It's a little sad. I love my Skaven boys, but I hate
agree
to see him go.
agree.
Beneath the glorious war chariot and that glorious mustache.
It's almost like a requisite for Empire. If you don't have a mustache, you can't join the Empire. Somehow Franz gets away with it because he's the Emperor. But maybe that's how he's like. As Chad Emperor, he's like, I'm the only guy who gets to not. I'm the only guy who gets access to a razor blade. Everyone else, you don't get that technology. Um, okay, I gotta put my screen up. Mm, where's my screen? Where's my screen? Boom. Okay. So, looks like we've got, yeah, Toddy versus Marcus. Unless they, do a swerve and run a generic general, it could happen. Um, so yeah, Boris is really, really strong. He might be the second best lord outside of Karl Franz for like all around generic usage, but it looks like they are missing some units on their roster. I don't know which ones they're using or which ones they're missing because I'm not that familiar with sub factions, but um, it looks like RedPsi. I mean, RedPsi can pick a different one if he doesn't like it. It looks like he's decided to stick with Boris. So we'll see how this goes. This is the matchup that I wanted to see: the Empire versus Empire. Um, and I'm curious, like how is RedPsi going to handle playing something other than Karl Franz, which I know is his bread and butter. We'll see. I'm gonna just ready up and
How would you rate Empire Lords?
ooh,
From what you think is the strongest to the least strongest.
number one, I do think it has to be Karl Franz.
Of course.
Number two, I'm gonna say Volkmar. Uh,
Absolutely.
I love the utility you get out of Volkmar. The healing is insanely useful. The access to banishment spells. I think he's also viable on horseback because it, if you combo him with the warrior priest, the ward save stack, and that damage resist is insanely good. Uh, like you don't have to run him on the giant chariot for him to be viable. You can pair him up with the warrior priest, grab some cav, and just go around the map and just you can tank like crazy. It's insane, especially if you bring a life caster too. I think Volkmar, Warrior Priest, and Life Caster is maybe just a touch down from Franz, Warrior Priest, and Life Caster, but not as much as people think. And then um, number three, probably Boris. Wolfhart was very strong at release. I know Kostas still really likes him. I think he still is strong. Um,
I had so much fun with Marcus on release.
oh my goodness, yeah,
When I sniped your 4K Malekith.
man. He was like an instant ban in every tournament. Like,
Yeah. Just Mark, Luminarch, and Amber Mage, Amber Spear.
so my screen is, I think, blocking the chat a little bit. Sorry for that. People wanted to see what they're saying. I don't want to block that. Um, so it looks like they're just about ready here.
I think whoever brings a better skirmish cav
Oh,
is going to be what kind of decides this fight,
interesting.
unless someone completely forgoes the cav game.
Yeah, Empire.
If you don't take Cav on Empire, though, you just kind of should have mediocre infantry.
I think Empire Cav
I mean,
is,
you
is
can
very
definitely
strong. The only thing holding Empire Cav back is lack of speed for their heavy hitters, but they still have skirmish Cav with 95 speed, and I think you could argue Empire has the strongest or amongst the strongest Cav in the game. Like I think Empire Cav is more dangerous than Bretonian Cav for sure, and Bretonians are known for their cavalry. And the only, well,
For skirmish cav?
maybe that's not true. Uh, mm, I
For
don't.
skirmish cav, absolutely. I think the Empire has some of the best skirmish cav, other than the Marauders with throwing axes, which are just they're not good against other skirmish cav, but they're just so effective against armored single entities and even just armored infantry. I think that they're cheaper than Outriders. Yeah,
Pistoliers are like
I think so.
500 gold. They're super cost
But
effective.
Pistoliers are. I'm talking about Outriders are the armor piercing
Yeah, but
variant.
they're also super effective. I think those are
Yeah,
around.
they're both
I think
really
they're
good.
700, and then grenade launchers are 800. Um,
Pistoliers are 800, but yeah, no. But I think the throwing axes are just so important merely for the only fact that it's about the only ranged tool that other groups like Chaos and Norska have to really combat and pressure
I haven't
other.
I haven't tested how demis match up against questing knights. Like questing knights have
They
AP
lose.
and more unit models. Do questing knights
They
beat
lose.
demis?
Yes, they do.
Okay.
Milk
Interesting.
and Cookies Indie Pride did a video about it.
That's the ROR though.
Yes,
Like
but
probably all Toscans know.
demis are also 1,500, aren't they? No, it's just
Yeah.
because Questing Knights have so
More
many unit models.
Yeah, unit models.
They lose on the charge, but in sustained combat, if you were to keep them both in,
Huh.
they'll win. I think 10 out of 10 times.
Okay, so maybe I need to rethink
They're even
so maybe Bratonia does have the best cav. Because in my mind, like their flying cav is what differentiates them. But no, yeah, probably Bratonia still has a slight edge in cav.
The
But
flying Cav still, like, their AI is buggy.
AI is
Trying to land
AI.
and stuff. It's just.
I agree.
Man,
No,
I think the mistake people do as Bretonia though is they always bring the royal pegs, and you just don't need them. Like the regular pegs do the job that you need for like backline harass and stuff, and um, they're much more disposable. Like 1600, you have to like wrap them in a blanket and babysit them. But at 1100, I mean, Empire Knights are 800 and they're throwaway units. 1100 is not much more. It's not a big deal. They're basically harpies for Bretonia. Mm.
except not throwaway harp.
Well, yeah, they're 300 gold more, but they're way faster, and they kill stuff. And harpies are kind of like defensive flying units. Um, Peg Knights are like offensive. They're a little different. Okay, let's start. Well, let's me. I'm gonna stop rambling about theory. Royal Altar of Griffites in the back in the woods here. Kostas has got one great cannon. Interesting.
He has 2 great cannon.
Does he
Used
have-
to.
This is why I have casters helping me out. People who actually know.
He has 2 great
what's going
damon,
on.
great cannons, 2 demigriff knights with halberds, including the ROR. He has 5 swordsmen, 2 spearmen, 3 hunters.
Thank you. Good job. I'm gonna. Yeah. So
Yeah, 3 spearmen.
on this map,
And is it 5 swordsmen? 4 swordsmen, 3. I think Kostas definitely has the advantage. He has more range. The infantry grind isn't going to matter.
They've got flip-flop the front lines.
yeah, this is interesting because Kostas is just, or sorry, RedPsi is just commit to being the aggressor in this match. He's left all the cannons at home, so must be very comfortable attacking. Demis, Outriders grenade launchers. That's cool stuff. Sneaking up the back. Those are Demis with halberds. Kostas being patient with the Royal Altars. I guess he's. So this was the shadowing thing I was talking about. So where's Boris going, and where's the response to Boris going to be? I don't see.
I guess the Royal Altar Griffites will respond.
I don't know. I guess Marcus is shooting him, but
They
Boris
do have
is so-
Huntsman shooting.
I mean these guys can all tank
I know
source
the
damage.
Huntsman.
Yeah, Huntsmen are shooting, but they're shooting through woods.
There's a
They're
net.
at him, but he's gonna tank damage and fly away. I don't know. I don't know if RedPsi's too worried about that.
Well, each shot from Huntsman is anti-large.
Yeah, but it's not AP, and Boris is still
True.
rocking. What? Well, 85.
Boris doesn't have the.
He has-
Yeah, it's not the
He has
greatest.
some missile
It's-
resist. He has heals. I don't know. It's kind of a wash. Empire Knight's getting a nice charge in on the swordsman though. This is what I was talking about last game. Like I think the Silverhelm should have been chasing the swordsman, attacking the front instead of going to the rear.
Yeah,
So-
mainline commitment.
So those
I don't know
swordsmen are
about
gonna
this.
lose.
All his huntsmen are targeting Boris and not the
The other
Red-
Did
Huntsman.
pretty good damage.
the other huntsmen.
Altdorf, so I guess they were coming out here to support these swordsmen that were fleeing or that were wavering, but this unit of Empire Knights piecing. I mean, these have been inactive. They got to do something here. Over in the back line, Outriders grenade launches is just taking one cannon offline. Demis with halberds also unchecked right now, so Marcus is out of range of Boris. Boris is going to heal up to full. This is why I was saying, like, as Boris, you're not too worried about missile damage unless there's something that can really follow it up and take him out of the fight. He's just going to heal it up. So a lot of favorable matchups here for RedPsi. He's got spears on swords. Rear charts coming in. They're going to break across the board. A lot of things are just breaking off here. Altdorf's again inactive. 2 units of Demis, which are... They're shadowing Boris, but they're not being used. And that's a lot of reasons
Pendulum, Mist, and Spearman.
to not be used.
It was an alright pendulum. Got him to about 60. Took about 40% of their health out.
So
No, I think
Spears on the side
a
inactive?
very
Balance bar's still pretty
amazing
even.
display.
Balance bar's still pretty
Boris
even.
is on the second cannon.
But when I look
No,
at
Altdorf's
it,
going in.
Altdorf's finally getting in on him. So this is a much better trap. Do they have a mask?
If you can get that net coming down again.
Countercharge by Demis.
There's the net.
But net. Oh, that's a big net. That's a really big net.
Stopping the
Can
Griffin.
they get Boris off the field? They have to kill Boris. They can't just damage him. They have to kill him. But he is so low. He's so low. That's a big pickup. If they can get him to break and then chase him off with the Life Wizard,
Marcus is pegging him.
this is a desperate... RedPsi's coming in with these more Demis.
Focus shot.
Marcus is going
I
to
don't think
pop,
it'll
try and
kill
pop
them.
him. Here's the focus shot. Is it going to connect?
It won't kill if it connects, but
It did
yeah.
connect. Oh my goodness! Look, he's wavering. He's wavering. Oh my gosh, his HP was so
If you can hit him one more
low.
time, he'll route.
No.
This hits.
But he's
You showed route.
He
Yep, there it
wrote,
is.
reroute there. That's huge. That is
He'll
huge. Can the
up
cannons
and come
regroup
back.
here?
One more shot
His
coming in.
huntsmen have got to come around. I don't think he's in range anymore though.
255 health,
They
but
get
he's
the
still here.
huntsman, so the Rice Guard are going to pull back. That was a big
He'll
play.
up.
That was a big play. So you see, like the shooting, I don't think it's did that much damage. Cannon's back online, is it?
No,
He's gonna try and
but
get the
he-
cannon back
he passed
online,
the cannon,
but
so-
is
Trying to
Boris,
get that crew out.
is Boris gonna rally? Yeah. See, that's
Yeah,
that's the
he's
problem.
healing.
The life caster had to chase him off just to stay near him, keep his leadership low. With nothing to
But then,
chase him, he comes
you-
back.
And then you, but then he also has demis with halberds, and that's where you could potentially lose your life caster. No, I think a big
Yeah,
issue
that's
was
with it.
he had huntsmen, but they did not answer the cav. So instead, he tried to kill Boris.
Outriders being
was-
chased, but not chased off the map. I think they're gonna rally.
If
Too many
Marcus gets
resources
close
right off.
enough to Boris or he doesn't notice, he could get another focus shot.
But center pocket is controlled by RedPsi right now, which means that Kostas is unable to reman the cannons. Marcus Wolfhard is going to be hunting Boris, but I do think
He's
trying to
alone.
chase
He
Boris
could be
is just-
surrounded.
is so costly. I mean, it takes so many resources. Granted, big shot connects here. Boris is low again.
But he's
I
stable.
mean,
I think he's going to go back up.
as Wolfhard, maybe you want to snipe the Grey Wizard, but I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't
He
know.
can kill that leadership.
I mean, Kostas knows how to play Empire. This is the Empire versus Empire matchup, and it has been tight. So this is as
I don't-
advertised, folks. This is the matchup I was hoping to see. So we've
I
got.
don't think Kostas will do it.
Boris-
His archers have died out. His cav are. His cav.
you have
Red's
to-
cav are pretty beat up. His cav's doing all right, but he's going to lose infantry grind. He
these
just
are really.
ends up
I
bringing-
mean, honestly though, the Altdorfs can single-handedly carry this if they're alive. They've
I know
got
what-
terror late game.
Focus
They've got
shot coming in.
heals, and the leadership is
Kills.
alive for Empire. Boris is down, my friends. I mean, if I was RedPsi, I just keep Boris in the corner of the map, and because if he didn't die from that, like first of all, he needed to heal up before coming anywhere close to the fights, and secondly, he'd already broken twice, I think. So a third time, he would have just broken right off the map. There's a lot of stuff out of here, but if the Jade Wizard can pop a heal in these Altdorfs, and start just breaking down some of this chaff or clear these demis, maybe reman the cannons. I don't know, like anything to push the balance of power is huge now. You still have Marcus online. He still has ammo. He's got to be really careful with his ammo. Like he's got to start sniping out some of these demis, or he's got to start sniping out those Jade Wizard. Between the two, I think I would try and shoot the demis because you got to get unit models off of the field.
Yep.
Remember those
And I
Outriders
think
grenade
that-
launches? They rallied. That's going to be really potentially punishing. So, I mean, all of the important stuff is still alive, I guess. But the great cannons, I think, are gone off the field now. So
Yeah, they're gone. I think Kostas is doing the right thing, trying to get scraps that are isolated, but so is Red,
Ooh.
and he's slowly picking apart all the infantry, and soon the cavalry is going to be forced to engage, and they're just going to lose.
2 units of Huntsmen are still up, so I guess they were stealth. I don't think Kostas could have seen that. Some shots are hitting him broadside, so not getting the benefits of the shield. He is trying to kite a little bit, though, so nice stuff there. Spears were not braced. Kostas has decided to get in a charge. Not a bad choice. They do have terror. If you can get their leadership low enough, you can probably break them. And it looks like he's pushing for the back line, which is a brave play. I don't think it's necessary. Getting into this back pocket, he's going to get surrounded. Because look at all these resources.
He's got miasma on him.
Yeah, he's going to get
So
snared in
the
there.
crack's gonna get
I
him.
think that's going to be the end of the game right there. Demis are gone. Altars are gone. So I think just more patience was required there from Kostas. That was a mistake, in my opinion. He needed to just keep cycling that front line, staying out of range of the Hunts Marshals, and trying to keep that alive. But there was just too much to fight everything all at once here. So
Yes, and I'm surprised earlier, right when Marcus sniped Boris Toddbringer, he had Red had a group of Empire Knights right next to Marcus. I'm surprised he didn't engage them. He had quite a bit of time before Royal Archive, the RO Demigryph Knights would have came into
Yeah,
contact, and they
I've
would have murdered Marcus pretty quickly. His melee stats are
I,
pretty bad.
yeah. I mean, I think there were a couple of small mistakes by each player in this matchup. Hi, Amber, by the way. Um, but nothing. Oh, and Navarre is here as well. I think I'm not sure. Zudak, I'm sorry, I don't recognize your name, but
We welcome you anyways.
you're welcome. Um, yeah, I mean, I think there were a couple small things each player could have improved on in this match, but mostly it was a really, really well played match. I was surprised to see the Empire captain pick, but I don't think it was a bad one.
I think
Uh,
I think some of the main things happened was that Great Cannon getting shut down immediately. I didn't see
agree.
where the Demigryph Knights were that were protecting it. I don't know where they
Yeah.
went.
I
I think they charged the front line. I don't remember, but
yeah.
that and having your archer core, your three archers get taken out by two archers,
Yeah.
and then those two archers going on to kill calves.
Yeah.
That was that was a that was a massive mistake. If you look, they got an all right amount of damage on Boris, but they got 7 kills, 2 kills, 6 kills, and did almost
Yeah.
nothing for the entire game. The Great Cannons did all right, saying that they weren't active for too long, but
Yeah.
the archers were just the first thing they get picked apart,
I
and
would
that
have
was
yeah. I would have liked to see Kostas bring one unit of great swords because I mean, if you look at RedPsi, he didn't bring any great swords, only chaff, right?
I
And
would have yes, I would have
um,
brought Great Sword
just
because it's just like
one unit would have been
one or
an
two.
answer
Like,
to all of that. Like it would have been
yeah,
six units of red size infantry. It's not like he's going against like dark elf executioners and stuff. One unit of greatsword is going to kill all of that, um, or it's going to bait out some more high tier resources.
he he definitely tried and he did succeed at killing Boris, but I think he just leaned way too hard at killing Boris and let
Yeah,
other parts of his formation eventually crumble.
yeah, I
That is one thing that's bad about Marcus. He can't go around and support other parts of your formation and front line,
mhm.
but he can indeed snipe characters. But I don't know if sniping Boris is
Yeah.
the first thing you want to
I
do with
think
how much heals he
RedPsi
has.
I think RedPsi built that into his strategy because he knew that Boris could heal a lot of the damage taken by Wolfheart. Like Wolfheart's not really burst damage. He'll whittle you down over time and like he'll give you some map control, but he's not gonna burst you down. And Boris was completely fine until the moment that he got surrounded by the Altdorfs, and that's when he got in trouble and lost a huge chunk of damage or of HP, and it was only like where Marcus really got Boris in trouble is when he dropped that net, prevented the counter charge, and Boris was really stuck. So that was an amazing net by
Yes,
Kostas. That brought him like right back in the game and maybe even gave him the advantage for a short period of time. Um, and then it was pretty even after that. So, man,
I
I love that
absolutely agree.
game. The pendulum was a cool pick too because it is a line spell and all of the Empire stuff is it tends to be in straight like lines and it was a
Very
nice
tight
touch.
formations. Yeah,
Yeah, Burning
the
Head might have
pendulum
been okay too.
was an amazing pick. Yes. Also, mystifying miasma to help win those cav battles. No, I do believe.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah,
saying. Like
just having the
in the High
huntsman
Elf versus
getting
Empire matchup, that I think you should have done what Red Side did, which is bring that mystifying miasma for the demis because those are the linchpin units of the Empire roster.
yeah.
Anyway,
And if you'd have kept his huntsman alive, if you'd have had his 3 units of huntsman and maybe even Marcus, I suppose, start focusing down the 2 units of uh, Pepsis, he could have eventually worn down the Griffites through 3 units of, I would assume, mostly healthy archers, just peppering them down over an entire game using all their ammo. But unfortunately, it went the other way around.
I'm I'm just trying to get caught up on the chat here. That was a blast to watch. I think they had fun playing it too. GG man
Oh,
from
yeah.
Red Side. Empire Captain because I have no priest. Oh yeah. Oh, that's why he brought the captain because he couldn't bring a warrior priest
Oh,
as Midland.
I
Uh,
guess it's an all right substitute.
well, it gives leadership buff to the Cav. So in a Cav on
Yeah,
Cav, the one with the leadership is going to win versus one without. Kostas should have ditched cannon for greatsword. I agree with that. That's exactly what I said. And actually, maybe Kostas didn't know the map that well either. It looked like there were a lot of woods, which probably screened the cannons. They did get killed. I don't know if they were shooting at Boris. Maybe that was part of the reason why Boris ended up dying in the end. But I agree. I don't think they really had a role there. See, that's the thing. Like, had RedPsi brought one cannon, if you bring two cannons, then you win a 2v1, right? And then you get that advantage. But had RedPsi brought no cannons, then I think RedPsi wins that random roll because Kostas is now going to get a lot of pressure. Like, he's at risk of getting overrun because he has to defend two cannons. It's really hard to go wide enough for that. But someone else want to play. RedPsi wants to watch one and then sleep. But I don't know. Do either you guys want to hop in and play one against Kostas?
I'm not going to be any help whatsoever.
Provisia, you want to play? You still
Out. He jumped out.
Oh, okay.
Let's see who's.
Amber, you there? Maybe Amber can get in here.
Serjo. Alfair, Prince of Belend, whoever that is, whenever. And you are.
I don't know if I have it in me right now to play.
Maybe we can get time.
I see you ordering here.
What's up, dude? I'm much more in like the spectating.
Oh,
Hey, well
man.
played, by the way. Congrats on those games.
Dude, like,
a
oh my
top
god,
tier player.
I actually had fun for once in a 1v1. That's surprisingly for me, because I usually don't like 1v1s. I actually had fun. I messed up like really hard in the high elf game.
There were a
Extremely
couple
hard. I could have
things,
won that
yeah.
so easily.
There
At least
were a
it's my
couple
opinion.
things. Well, so
Yeah.
let's get Time Lord in here maybe. So what were your thoughts on it? Like, what would you have done differently? What did you like? What did you not like?
In the high elf game, I would have felt it would be better to bring a life wizard and maybe squeeze in like a phoenix guard, because I was not expecting the Reichsguard. I was expecting the Royal Art of Grifites, but I know for a fact I could beat them with what I had. But if I knew like I would have to deal with both Reichsguard and Royal Art of Grifites and the Warrior Priest and Call France, then I think Phoenix Guard would have been like just ditch all cavalry and just bring the Phoenix Guard.
Yeah.
I would have been like insane because Phoenix Guard just destroy Empire. Oops, not what they are. Otherwise, I don't have AP.
Tons of armor.
Yeah, but still the anti-large I feel it's good. That's why I still feel the anti-large kind of pays off slowly.
But
Very slow
yeah,
kill.
but anti-large though, it gives you weapon strength. It doesn't it's not going to give you much more AP. And
No,
I don't know.
but it will give you a higher damage output against large targets and a higher chance to hit. And spears have what 60 models. Cav have like 20 or like some sort of ratio like that. So they will.
Yeah.
They will.
With
So
80
that's
armor,
my input
I believe
for
Empire Cav has what, 80 armor?
For
Or is it
the
120?
110, starting with the cheap ass Empire Knights. Which is why sometimes I love spamming them, because they're so cheap and you get 110 armor.
By the way, Kostas, so a couple. Well, I want to comment on that second game just a little bit more. First of all,
sure.
That second game, that's RedPsi's like go-to Empire build more or less. Like that's what
I kind of figured it's a go-to build because you very rarely don't see like
he's very comfortable with that build. And I think it's.
Aren't you guys going to do 2v2?
Yeah, it really felt like it.
Alfair Perv, will one of you guys hop in and just play against Kostas? I'm kind of in a chill mood tonight.
We can do like 2v2s if you guys want to. I don't.
I'm not playing right now. I'm going to bed soon.
No.
I got accepted to 2 grad schools this week.
Congrats.
Damn, congrats, man. So I slept in the window.
You guys know anything about University of Colorado or University of Washington?
Oh,
no.
I'm dropping all kinds of invites, but I forgot to tell. It's a passwordy game, so maybe people are accepting and they're you just can't get in.
Bro, I'm not in a tournament. I'm not in the tournament.
Maybe Botrix.
Kostas, on the elf game, do you think maybe you should have not taken the cav engagement so early and let your white lines grind out the front line and countercharge from
that
behind
could
your
also have
infantry?
been an option. That could have also been an option. As I was expecting like a little bit more range. Not only just the silver bullet, you know.
But like huntsman and stuff.
Yeah.
Because Huntsmen
Because
are really good against Father and Seaguard because they're really
yeah,
spread
that's
out.
why. That's why I had to like the cavalry was not there to win. They were there to just be kinda a little bit more sustained than Illyrian Rivers, but to kill his ranks. They were not meant to do anything else.
Yeah, that's what that's what I thought. Run interference and in the back line
Yeah.
and possibly their back line.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know. I really liked it. You stayed on the silver bullets really well. Anytime they came back and started doing anything, you absolutely
I shut them down
targeted.
instantly. I did not
Yeah,
care. I was like, silver bullets must die. They're a
but
danger.
Sweet,
yeah, I
we
really
got
didn't.
Amber coming in.
I think the early Cav and hero engagement really screwed you over right away in the early
Yeah.
game. But even though your infantry
I
threw
agree.
all their infantry
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you on the
Wasn't-
Phoenix Guard pick, by the way.
Yeah.
What I don't, I mean, obviously hindsight's 2020 now that you've seen his build and stuff, but
Yeah.
but I think it does well against a lot of Empire stuff. And I was saying, like, I think people are not bringing a lot of handgunners as Empire anymore, and so in an environment where there's not a lot of handgunners, it's a pretty attractive pick. And
Mm-hmm.
But then everybody just starts bringing handgunners again.
I
well,
feel
but that's okay though, because
I
handgunners are
think
tricky to use because they have line of sight issues. They've got more limited range than certain things. They don't have stealth. They're kind of slow. Like it, I mean, it's not the worst thing.
it's
You know?
not that they're tricky to use, it's just that what do you want? You want a pure anti-large in my opinion, that's why. So at this point Empire players sometimes just don't know what to pick, I feel. Like, they're both useful still, don't get me wrong. They're both useful, still love both these units, because they're actually good missile units, but
Yeah.
I just feel it comes down to what you want to use and who you're facing with against. Like, for me, for example, I would never bring handgunners against any elf, against a high elf. Or like, I'd never bring in handgun just to show how.
Well, because
But
you
it was
think
good pick.
if they have, well, right, like here's the thing, right? If you're going against high elves, you bring handgunners, they bring archers. Well, shit, now you're in deep trouble, right? So if a high elf player even brings just one archer unit, and then goes with like Phoenix Guard, man, that puts. I mean, unless you have like a decent amount of cannons, or you've got handgunners, and handgunners are the better
Sunmaker.
option. Sunmaker, yeah, that's true. That's true. You could bring a Sunmaker.
I don't
depends on the map.
particularly enjoy the Sunmaker. Or any Hellstorms. This is just one thing about me as Empire is that I will only use it against like cheesy shenanigans.
Yo, Kostas, you gotta challenge.
Yeah,
me,
I
bro.
know for a fact Hellstorms will not help me. It won't matter.
I
I'm
mean,
not gonna be a
usually
Caesar.
people wouldn't bring it against Empire though, because most Empire is trash. Oh, Menace.
That's like my thing, at least on that regard. Other than that, I don't know what else.
Okay.
I'm too honorable to spam Hellstorms, like unlike those people in Ladder, pretty much.
Kostas, what map
God.
do you want?
I'm not picky. You should know that by now.
All right, we're gonna do Oak because it's
Hate
it's
people that
Dwarf and
spam.
Empire.
What do you think of the dwarves versus Empire matchup? Kostas and Otter.
Hmm?
Empire have the advantage with artillery if they bring Hellstorms, but I think it tends to be a shootout. Like Dwarf can go really heavy in shooting, but so can Empire. So guns out if you want to win that matchup. That's all I have to say.
It can go the way.
I think Empire has
Empire.
sword.
I think
It can go either way.
I think Empire has better long range shooting. I think Dwarves have better mid range shooting.
Definitely.
Dwarves can, a lot of their stuff has shields like thunderers and armor, and then stuff that doesn't have shields, they've got. All right, I gotta ready up. Stuff that doesn't have shields has stock or regen, none of which comes with the Empire troops.
I'm gonna try out something.
So I think in a straight shootout, Dwarfs are gonna win. You might want to, I don't know. You could bring one Hellstorm, but I do think that you're gonna have to be the aggressor if you're the Empire player. I would, if I'm Empire against Dwarf, I'm going good old fashioned great swords, warrior priests on foot, and Cav.
I'm trying out
Yeah.
something right now against.
I
Dwarf.
definitely
When I
will
say
be.
Cav, I mean demis with AP. Like the AP demis do really well against Dwarf. I gotta.
No, I've,
I
I've
agree.
made the
You
AP
can't.
games work against Dwarves before. I've done it.
What?
It's a good pick. It's a good pick, but then again, anything that can cycle charge Dwarves is good, so you can even make Empire Knights work against them. I feel like it.
Well, if
Yeah,
the doors go too wide, then the Cav just tear them up. If they go too tight, then you got the great swords.
Yeah, I think
Yeah. It's kind of hit and miss
I
against
think-
Dwarves. Like, cause like this 1v1s is not like as predictable as in ladder. Because you go on ladder, you see a dwarf. What do dwarves usually do on ladder? It's gonna box, and they're just gonna have like 3 or 4 artillery guns inside the enclosed
Yeah.
formation. So all you do is bring one Sunmaker and instantly make them quit out of the game. Because the Sunmaker gets like 100 to 200 kills each wall. Because of how they're standing. That's what I'm saying. It's like it's not really anything like that. And at least from my experience, most what's the thing? Yeah, like, there is a build that you can spam, which is just a bunch of great swords against dwarves. Could have done it, but I don't know. It's usually what I do against dwarves. So I want to see if I can win against dwarf without that. Also, my mouse is acting up a little bit, like right now. Goddamn mouse, stop it. Okay, that's about it.
All right,
Right, Kostas, I see your build. I see your build.
man. That third game was a treat to watch, though. It was so close. It was crazy fun.
Yeah, I feel like what kind of screwed me over was bringing the artillery mainly. I feel the artillery completely screwed me
Okay.
over. I should not have brought artillery.
Just one unit of
Great swords.
great
That's the only what I
swords
say.
would have changed the whole game. It would have changed the whole game.
Yeah, this is one unit of great swords. It's like the one time where you don't bring that one unit. Fuck. Yeah, extremely like good unit, but at the same time it's extremely trash because it doesn't go up and up like
Yeah.
against the rest of the
Well, I think that's the thing. When you play against good players, like the margin of error goes down.
yeah, it goes really down.
It,
Yeah,
it really like sometimes it can come down to that just that one unit that you're like, man, if I had just brought that, and that's why I think
that one goddamn unit. Yeah.
it tends to put more pressure on bringing like a balanced build because you sometimes you just never know what to expect. But I don't know. Okay. Good luck. Have fun. I'm gonna continue to blabber on, but feel free to ignore me if it's distracting you.
That's fine. I'm usually almost never distracted unless you're my wife and her brother who just have been constantly yelling.
By the way, anyone who's watching the stream, that's Kostas right now. You're hearing who's playing the Golden Order. So like an absolute champ, he's just playing and chilling at the same time.
I don't know about the.
By the way, Amber's like top 5 on ladder. She
God.
might be number 1 on ladder right now. I'm not sure. So have fun.
I don't know about the Great Cannon
Oh, really?
or the
No pressure.
pick against
Just
Dwarf.
have fun, honestly, for me. I don't really care.
So 3 cannons versus 2 cannons. So it looks like Amber's gonna win
Three
the long
cannons
range
versus three
shootout.
cannons.
Did
No,
I fuck
Dwarves
that
have
up
3
again?
cannons, Empire
Yeah.
have 3 cannons. Well,
There's
they're
the
soon
thing.
gonna have 2
Oh,
cannons.
3 cannons. Yeah, but
Yeah.
Kostas's
The
were
Empire
out
went
of
down
range
a cannon.
because of the angle that Amber took. Her 3 cannons were firing before Kostas's 3 cannons were. But
They also have.
anyways, Dwarf cannons are better than Empire cannons in
Yes.
terms of straight accuracy. Like the difference is when you bring Hellstorms. So either way, Kostas is gonna
Which
have
have
to
no
attack.
Yeah, and the leadership is amazing. I would pull your cannon crews off right now, and then charge in with the infantry. And then once the cannons switch, you can put the cannon crews back on and start firing again. Because they're gonna switch to your cav, and then you can switch back to the firing at their cannons or any of their
Yeah,
high value.
I do think you're gonna have to clear the miners, but the way she has them positioned, she's got
It's
the
gonna be
angles from the
extremely hard.
thunderers. So somehow you're gonna have to
It's
like
gonna be-
get the spears into the thunderers and then probably hit the miners with the cav. Those are the blasting charges, because if you just walk your regular troops into blasting charges, they're gonna get hit.
Yeah,
So
they're just gonna get.
You really
owned.
need cav to hit those blasting charges.
Your 110 armored shielded
Bastards.
85.
They are.
85 gold. Yeah, especially cyclocharging these
Slayers
front
in the
lines.
back.
Yeah, I see. I saw this there in the back.
Yeah, you're gonna really need to get your value on psychical charging to be able to get it. But even if you do, they have just lines and waves
So
of
much
fire.
shooting, yeah.
Mhm.
It's a
The
toss.
handgunners, that's a good angle for the handgunners. Miners are also unshielded, so those are good targets.
You could drop some cannon broadside on that unit of Thunderers.
Those Quarlers are a bit open, and the Slayers are open. She sees that. She's
Turn
pulling
around.
back.
You got 2 units of Cav inactive on the far flank. Maybe you're a bit tired too.
Yeah.
This is your 4th game in a row. I get it.
Yeah.
And that's
No, it's fine.
two great cannons down.
Yeah, all the cannons are gonna die. I can't retreat this unit over there because it's fucked right now.
I would have pulled them off and waited for the cannons, the dwarf cannons, to start switching targets, and then you can start going over. Oh, but you're switching to the Thunders. That's good.
Like the moment that Alder said, "Oh, you can do that," I was like, "I'm already doing it." Like the moment I clicked that,
Yeah, yeah.
because I see the side one, I was like, "They need
Let's
to
go.
die."
Let's get patience. I mean,
Oh,
that 1 unit's gonna break. If you can start picking away the defensive anchors, you might have some options, but we'll see.
and that was a great pick on the side angle on the Thunders, hitting the cannon long ways, doing massive damage, chunking them down real quick with only a couple shots. Very simple.
I'd
But
be,
now Quarlers are,
I'd be tempted to just drop the artillery duel. Like, you're gonna lose it anyways. You might. I would
That's
be.
what he's-
I would just put the damage into the Thunderers or some of the mid-range shooting,
I'm already doing that.
because I mean,
yeah, that's what he's
once your
doing.
cannon crews are dead, there's not really a lot of great targets for Amber's cannons other than your Cav and your Warrior Priest, which I guess is
And your
okay, but and the
handgunners aren't the worst either.
True,
but,
that's true. Yeah,
She,
they're still
Yeah,
only 600 gold.
yeah, but every shot counts. So
Yeah.
Shots
Especially
also
with the
contribute
high
to
damage
balance
units.
of power, by the way. Just everyone knows. I think
Hmm?
everybody play that. Shots, ammo also counts in balance of power.
yes,
So there's also that. Some
True.
people still don't know that.
Amber doing a nice job of protecting her cannon crew from that rear charge. Slayer's coming over there to support, and you are probably going to lose those Empire Knights.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and those Thunders poking down
Out.
those Empire Knights. Especially with the slow runes. Ooh,
Mm-hmm.
the cannons are now. Let's see. You have 1 cannon open over here.
I think all cannons are dead. No, they're
You
not.
have one. You have 2 on the.
Oh
one
shit,
side
yeah.
of it.
I was not paying attention. I just
Yeah,
turned my cavalry.
Because their cannons have switched targets, so you maybe try to take one of those out, or just keep on taking the Thunders.
I like the Warrior Priest interrupts. They have the advantage of being like pretty small targets, and you don't have to be so concerned about the miners, I guess, with them. But Thunderers
No.
can still kill
And
them.
miners is a great choice too, since miners are they trade reasonably well against great swords with their armor piercing and are pretty resilient to cav charges. Do great AP against Empire Knights.
Yeah, but Amber's been able to protect her 3 cannons the entire game, which is pretty impressive. And her mid-range shooting has been mostly intact. It's taken some pressure from the Cav, but the miners, they ate the damage that I guess they're supposed to eat.
Miners are supposed to eat the damage.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they're supposed to do it. Your
They're
cannon
supposed to
crews
eat
have
damage.
rallied. You might be able to put them back
They
on
have,
the
but they
guns.
No,
don't have
only
any
one of
cannons
them.
left.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You're gonna get shot if
Come
they
on,
do
Otter.
it, man.
Keep up. Already told him.
I
Have to
I
do
know,
the
but-
other thing I told you yesterday. The little thing I told you yesterday. Like 2 days ago when we were fighting up.
Yeah, Amber.
I don't-
Amber plays a really strong dwarf. That's her preferred faction for if she wants to play competitively. That's what she'll go to in tournaments.
Yeah, he's noticed your cannons. He's putting his cannons back on your cannons.
Yeah.
So that's going to be the end of the cannon crews. They're going to take about 1 shot and then shatter. Yep.
Yeah, There's only 4 of them.
Down they go.
Yeah, they had 5 leadership with nothing around them.
Yeah. I think it's
That's
desperation
why
time though for Kostas. He doesn't really have any options, honestly. I think game's already over.
Nah.
If Dwarf had any mobility, it would be over faster, but we kind of have to wait.
you could still maybe pull it out, but
No,
she's been playing.
no, it's gone now. At this point, it's gone.
Nah, there's no way.
It's gone.
Well, I guess I've never seen this Lord do. I've never seen this
Who?
Lord, and I've never seen this Lord do anything.
Which
Is this
Lord?
a good Lord?
A Rune Lord?
Arc Lector?
He's not bad, but I think it was as bad as this matchup.
Well, I mean, if you had the Arc Lector and the Warrior Priest, you can stack their damage resist on your cannons. If you wanted to do an artillery duel, the only thing is, if you go that route, you got to put your cannons together, and they were spread out, so that it was not possible to pop the damage resist on all of them, and so they just got picked off. And
And
we
I've been
had the
thinking
Rune Lord
damage
as well, right? So she can go over to whichever cannon's taking damage and drop those damage resist as well. So
Yeah. And
Yeah.
Dwarf chunking down that Warrior Priest, it's pretty nasty. And
Oh, yeah,
Dwarf Cannon Crews
They'll
will
destroy him.
stay
There's
on
nothing to do.
the last man, basically. Like, you will destroy all the
Thunders.
cannons before you destroy the Dwarf Cannon Crews.
I think if you go with Hellstorms, I would cut the regular cannons.
Oh, Hellstorms would have cut through this.
You go
lots
like
of-
you go like Jade
Hellstorms
Wizard,
are like
Warrior Priest, and Volkmar. Volkmar on the pimp wagon, and
the
then
Volkswagen.
yeah, really.
Pimp wagon.
He causes Dwarf so much problem because he can shrug shots, he can heal, he can interrupt infantry.
He's a meme and a half.
Yeah,
Yeah, he can do a lot because he's like the tank, but without the.
he gives you
just
everything.
as I said earlier.
He gives you everything because
Yeah.
you heal, you do damage to infantry, and Dwarf have pretty much nothing but infantry. You get damage resist buffs, which helps you in artillery duels. Like there's no downside. The only thing is if they go Trek and what is
Felix.
it? And no, I don't even care about Felix. Go Trek or Ungrim.
It's
Those are
the
the only ones who
healing
might kill him. But
the people. It's the what's his name? It's because this passive healing that some people bring him. That's why.
If I would have played that matchup, I would have dropped all the cannons.
the what?
Because that's
Yeah.
The cannons. I
all
don't
the
think.
artillery. Just don't even try to beat Dwarves in an artillery duel. It's not worth it.
I don't know.
No,
Like,
just
you
bring like a
could
line
if
of
you're
4
a-
great
I'm
sources.
just. I think you can. I think you can win it. You just. I mean, I know you can win it because I've tested it.
I mean, you
Hellstorms
can,
will
but-
win, and they will do damage to a lot of things. Then you need a screen up front. You need Volkmar to interrupt because the dwarfs, once they lose their cannons, they have to push you. So you know they're going to walk up with their infantry. Whenever you get dwarfs chasing after you rather than them playing defense, you've already won half the fight. And then that's where Volkmar comes in. You just make sure that you don't get hit with everything at the same time. And anyway, that's how I play it. But
See, I still think that's a risky game, but because you can win it, but it completely depends on what your opponent brings. Like if you lose that fight, can you fall back on anything? Great swords defensively are terrible. It's just gonna get shot at by Thunderers and Bugman's Rangers.
Yeah, they're an attacking unit. They're supposed to just go into your face and kill you.
But
That's
maybe
Exactly. So I wouldn't. So like, I mean, I suppose yes. You don't really have to worry about
Yeah.
dwarf mobility except for gyrocopters, which will wreck his.
well, if you bring Volkmar, you don't really need the great swords because they both do the same job, which is clearing out chaff. Like infantry, right? Like great swords would kill slayers, but you can kill slayers with just regular Empire swordsmen. You don't need Volkmar for that. You don't need great swords for that. I don't know.
It's hard,
Maybe
honestly.
maybe light cav would be the way to go. I'm not sure, but like 500 gold pistoliers, you could maybe interrupt some of her shooting with that. They have really high speed. You'd have to cycle charge them into melee though. I don't know. I'm not sold on that one. It would be really micro
No,
intensive.
I think you just have to have your infantry engage, and I think you have to have your infantry win
All right.
to be able to win that matchup. But then you have the proposition of trying to kill dwarf lords. Those are
I'm gonna change the
So-
map to something
changed the map,
more.
okay.
I really
It's-
want to showcase Empire in this matchup, so I want to stick as much as possible to like Empire themed maps. So I'm gonna look for another Empire map. Let's see. Ash, no. Arnheim, no, that's High Elf. Amber Bow. That's like that's Wolfheart's map, right?
Yeah, but that's Lizard Boys.
In the jungle.
Yeah, it's
still
jungle.
Empire. No.
It's jungle though, so
I mean, that's where Wolfheart was stationed.
I don't know. It's good enough for me. I'm gonna run that. It's an
It's still
aspect of the
it's still
Empire.
on theme.
Yeah.
I don't know what I would bring against Alborn.
I mean it's Averlon, so that's gonna be completely different to crack.
I don't know if I'd want to bring artillery against.
Oh, I will.
Especially against the archers, but I don't know if I'd want to bring cannons. Like
No.
they can do
No.
good work against dragon princes, but and I guess they can do some good.
Sorry, dragon what?
Great cannons.
Well,
they could do good work
I'm
against
gonna
dragon
say
princes.
in this
but-
matchup, like the reason you choose Avalorn is for dryads, period. And the reason you bring dryads is to clear Empire chaff, which is swordsmen and spearmen. So if you want to
Also-
kill dryads, you bring great swords, and if you want to deal with Olario, which it's Avalorn, you need to be able to bring a duelist in the air like a Karl Franz, and you better expect to see a dragon or something like that, because if you bring Olario, you're probably bringing high tier stuff like a dragon, like Phoenix Guard, like the Fireborn, because that's how you're going to get the most value out of her heals. That's how you play Avalorn. So, yeah.
Averlon
You
hits
can-
hard no matter what.
Can
Like,
you
there's no
see,
point playing it.
Can you see her army, Otter?
No, I'm not looking at her army right now, and I have the screen up so no one can see it. I could see her army if I wanted to. I just haven't looked at it, but
I think you can see
just-
anyone's arm.
just from experience. That's how people play Avalorn. They bring dryads, and they bring
Or-
they bring high
They
tier
don't always bring
monsters.
dryads.
Or they
Sometimes they don't
bring
bring
a
us-
Fireborn.
A Star
Instead of-
Dragon or Fireborn, like
Fireborn, in my
yeah,
experience, it's mostly Fireborn. not
could bring
dragon.
double noble.
Fireborn?
Double noble can work as well with Ilario. It's a bit like the Fae and double paladin. It's viable for sure. You can bring double Great Eagle. You can bring double Phoenix. You can bring double Flame Spire
Yes.
and Ilario.
I usually see like one Flamestar Phoenix because you don't need to use healing on it, and just an angry threat.
I'm expecting high tier monsters. Yeah, and dryads. That's what I expect. And Ilario.
I'm just expecting dryads. But that's just me.
I don't always expect dryads because some people, especially seasoned tournament players, they'll pick that
This is a super cool map.
and not do dryads.
This is totally Empire themed. I'm so glad we chose it. Look at this. It's got the watchtower in the middle of the jungle. It's sick.
It's like you're taking a stroll in the
A
jungle.
burning watchtower in the middle of a burning jungle.
But you're not
Very Empire themed.
You're not playing Wolfheart this game. What's his faction again? Gold. No, it's not Mid-
Hunt's Merciless
Hunt's
Expedition.
Yeah. This
It's
is
the one
like
I
a-
always play on
Maybe
our
to
like
see your
2v2s and stuff because
Roll
I
Spearman,
just
Swordsman.
It's a really
Like-
established city, though. It doesn't look like an expedition. It looks like they've been here for years. I was expecting more like tents in the
Hellblaster.
woods or something, but anyway.
Hellblasters.
God, this deployment zone is really small.
Yeah, it's really small.
Hellblasters have such god awful
Wow.
range.
So I was dead wrong. Amber doesn't have any dryads, so maybe it was a total bluff.
Doesn't matter.
Furthermore,
Terrible.
furthermore, she has 0 large monsters that I can tell. Oh shit! I shouldn't say anything in deployment. Cause
Yeah, you little
Oh, well.
freaking
Whoops.
cuck.
Whoops.
Fuck Otter. Okay,
Wow.
290 range.
Let's just say
not terrible.
this is totally not what I expected from Amber's build. So, she's playing it really differently than I've ever seen anyone.
I
play.
kind of
Oh,
expected
see.
this. I've seen this build a couple times. It works out. It definitely can work out.
I trust she knows what
It
she's
can
doing.
definitely catch people off surprise, like it is going to right now.
Wow. Guns blaze. Let's see. Hellblaster. I like the choice on a small map.
I didn't even know this was a small map. The reason why it chose Hellblasters is because I thought it was going to be Dryads, because Hellblasters completely chew Dryads to the point of no return,
Yeah.
by the way.
Yeah.
Let me to
Well,
say that.
Again,
as you can
getting
see, they
killed
also
by both
drop
for us, though.
like Spearmen at like. There's no point in doing
Yeah.
RD duel with
Yeah.
the 3 of them. So I'm just gonna
I
try.
would absolutely remove your gunnery teams and just go in for the melee.
I don't know how good they are in trades, but with artillery, but
Because I think
they did a lot of damage.
with Karl Franz and Jade Wizard support, your cav can definitely win. Your infantry is gonna lose against the White Lions, but those can eventually fall. But like try to keep those bolt throwers occupied for a bit longer.
Am I missing
Then
something? I mean, where's?
absolutely get those Hellblaster volley crews out of the fucking range, and then just continue moving up.
I don't know, I'll be able to micro the rest of my army, so that's.
You just put them in a forest anywhere.
I've never done that before, but okay.
I think state troops against just the spearmen.
No,
you
state
have more
troops beat Spearmen.
Yeah, but you also have way more state troops. But he's playing it
Here come the
pretty high and
Dragon
tight.
Princes. They're gonna countercharge your swordsmen as they push up. So you need a response to that. Just going
They have
right,
a
she's going right
maze
into the
inside.
front line. Here come the White Lions. Spears being pulled backwards. White Lions
Absolutely
pushing up.
beautiful charge.
Okay, yeah, going
Oh,
right
you
into
have
Lara.
chevron.
She's got-
You have a bunch of chevrons on those.
Interesting, going right for the leadership. Her Dragon Princes are away, so maybe. Nice.
Archers are a bit out of position,
Yeah,
trying to
but
hit your.
probably not worth his time. France has got more important things to do than chase 400 gold archers.
No, I'm talking about like for a cav charge. There's a little bit of opening
Your
weasel
warrior
through, and
priest
then you
is-
can also
is
hit
cocked, by
the
the way.
Eagle Claw. His warrior priest.
Yeah, he's fudged.
Oh, you can still get a bunch of value.
He's buying time. He's tanking. Valerio's still getting plowed. His Dragon Princes are being pulled back. That's freeing up some resources and a pocket in the middle where you can push through. And you're doing that nice with your cav. Valerio's escaping. Dragon Princes are in France.
Yep.
Nice charge there with the cav. I like it. So you're getting into that back line. Your Hellstorms are regrouping. That's nice.
I think it would definitely be worth it to start hitting these Dragon Princes while you're a warrior priest.
is low on morale. I don't know if you have a heal left, but he's tanking like crazy. France is still very healthy, still chasing Ilaria all over the place. Oh, look at that chunk of damage. Oh my goodness, she just got savaged. Here come the DPs. France could probably fight the Dragon Princes, honestly, but
Yeah, he has 100 armor and really good armor piercing.
with a little bit of support, if there's any support, I don't know. But if not,
What are you shooting with your Hellblaster volley guns? Just some archers?
Reichsguard need to rear charge those spearmen.
Yeah, everything
I
is
would
fighting.
watch out. The Dragon Princes are coming for your Hellblaster volley guns.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
know,
would have
they
been
are.
trying to shoot them down as much as possible.
You can shoot the DPs and try and interrupt the Dragon Princess with the Warrior Priest.
Yeah, I would have been last samuraiing those Dragon Princes when they were still before they even got to move. Okay, you routed off. Killed most of a unit of archers.
One more charge on Alariel might break her. She's at her healing cap now. She's getting low, but he's keeping the Dragon Princess very close to Alariel. Because she knows that if she gets dived, she's going to get punked. Yeah.
Ooh, that was great damage.
Did it have
Call
enough
France
mass?
will.
She's
Yeah,
wavering. The terror might break her, honestly. And if that's the case, then you don't even have to land. She'll just... Ooh, but Francis is taking a lot of damage. She's going to have to keep the Jade Wizard close by. If you could just clear those DPs for a little bit, get one more charge in on her, that'd be huge. Archers regroup from the back, but you still got your Jade Wizard. Warrior Priest is still tanking like a champ. Your swordsmen are slowly, I think, cutting through the spears. He's running out of she's running out of real estate. If your swordsman can get into that,
Your Royal Art
Yeah,
Knights
no, they're
Griffin
gonna lose this
needs
thing.
support.
that's okay. That's the best fight you can get. Does Franz have any buffs to support the Altdorfs in that fight?
Yeah, I would use
Stand your
Chronos
ground or any sort of.
I already popped stand on ground.
and heals because they're getting some Overwatch fire and they're losing
It's
melee.
okay. It's okay. I mean, that's probably the best target on the map for the Altdorfs. Honestly, was fighting the Dragon Princes. It's not the problem. The spears are
Yeah, but
nearby. They could be helping, I guess, or screwing.
They've been taking consistent damage all game.
Both throws are still online. It looks like Hellstorms are gone. Alariel has escaped. Man, it was close. She almost broke. I don't know if this unit of spearmen can slip around the side, maybe, but it's starting to look pretty tough. You got
22.
one unit of regrouped swords in the back there. Could probably get a rear charge in on some archers. Got Life Wizard, I think is gonna get killed, but I don't know how many wins are left. Not looking good right now. Not looking too good. Yeah.
Yeah, Carl Franz has been taking a bunch of consistent poke this game with archers and artillery. She's done a great job in protecting artillery, and she just had too many archers for you to compromise all of them. And White Lions basically untouched. One group untouched.
White Lions can die like super easy.
I think the Warrior Priest needed to be with the Altdorfs. I think he got split from them.
Yeah, that was the whole point of him being with the Altdorfs.
He did tank a lot of damage.
Yeah. No, that he did. He actually tanked lasted way more than I expected.
Yeah, he did really well. I think the Hellstorms got picked off too quickly from the bolt throwers.
Yeah. Yeah, it's 3 bolt throwers versus 2 Hellblasters.
I have to say though, I
do much better.
100% did not expect that army from Amber.
No, what I was expecting is I expected the no Dryad. I was not expecting the 3 Eagle Claw. Usually it's 2 Eagle Claws.
Man,
that was what I was not expecting.
I think you have to have some nuts to or well, she's a lady or something special to bring 3 to challenge Empire to an artillery duel. But she was able to win it with those 3 bolt throwers, and then she just used the DPs to interrupt. Granted, I mean,
DPs are kinda like a heavy unit, but it's not fireborne, so it's not considered heavy. A heavy like.
Yeah, I'm surprised that she
lacks mobile AP damage. Like, had the bolt throwers dropped, she would have had no answer on her entire roster for Franz or the Demis.
High elves don't have AP. It's like the Sword Masters of Hoth, the only unit that has AP, but they're like, you know what I mean?
I'm surprised that she won the cap
really,
fight.
really, really bad. Yeah, at least in my opinion, I don't like them at all.
Interesting.
But Swordmasters of Hoeth. You guys want to hop in, or not? Or you gonna go back to tabletop?
There's there's a few other people who wanted to play if you still have energy.
I do.
You're popular. You're popular tonight.
Boy,
Well, I am far too terrible
reminds
to.
me of my goddamn freaking Overwatch days.
We have Vetri who was interested in playing.
Okay.
But he might have gone to sleep. There's also Serjo, but he's asked if we were playing 3v3. I don't know if he's gonna come in and play a 1v1.
Maybe we can do like 3v3s if you guys want to. Fine. Doesn't matter to me.
Only if I'm on Otter's team, and only if Otter's on Kostas' team.
Why, you guys are just the three of us? We can do it if you guys want to.
Well, you two can do it. I'll just die and have all my Skaven units route off real quick.
No,
and
it's
watch.
fine. Come on, it's just a game, dude. You can't get mad because you're Skaven routed. Are you goddamn kidding me? It's just a game. How you get
No,
mad?
no. I don't get mad. I just get sad as I watch my ally carry me through the day.
No, it's fine. It's just a game.
Or their flank gets overloaded, and I go like, it's a 1v3. Very well then.
In the end, it's all just a game. It's just about having.
I know.
I don't really care about the rest. That's why I actually quit Overwatch, because I was playing to have fun, and like 80% of the Overwatch community just plays to win. They're literally a bunch of divas, and I'm like, yeah, no thanks. I play to have fun.
All right.
I do like Warhammer. It does seem to be a very, very casual friend.
He has both a casual and a competitive scene. So.
Oh yeah, they both
Pick
definitely
your
have a
thing.
scene.
And the thing is, like, I feel the Warhammer community, like, as a total community, I barely have seen any toxic people in it. So that's actually good.
It's pretty good.
Because you have to have a working PC to do it. Not every Tom and Jerry can go on and start playing.
I think the only toxic people you see is like those like one-man dwarves on ladder who just immediately quit the moment they see like one Hellstorm. That's like the one guy I have issues with. It's like those people.
I had one guy who was pretty toxic.
Hmm.
He played we played in a quick battle and we ended up being in a 3v3. He was kind of a douchebag. He had a preset army uploaded immediately, so I had to upload one of my preset armies because I was gonna like
those
I
types
think
of people.
I was gonna make a funky Tomb King build, and he's like, "No, I'm just gonna." And he's like, "Hey, you should be faster then." It's like, dude, you're being a douchebag. I'm facing against 3 factions. I have to construct my army manually to accompany all 3 of these factions.
Yeah, no, I agree with that wholeheartedly.
And then I faced him. Yeah, absolutely. Then I faced him 1-on-1 in another quick battle, and totally counterpicked him with lizards.
Yeah, because usually, like, the thing is, it's like those check bam people who do the check bam, you know, like you all load bam like done in quick play. Usually those people are like these people who will just get in. They will pick the faction they know how to pick best. They'll pick one build that they know how to do, and they'll instantly ready up, hoping that you will freak out and you'll either pick a bad army or you won't have any presets, so your army will be just crap. That's why.
Yeah.
So I always have a few preset armies just in that case if I go to ladder. I'm like, oh, you're one of these bastards. So ready up with me instantly, bam, I have my army ready, depending on what you're playing. You know?
Yeah.
So
He chose
it's
chose
usually
and I had all of the skinks. It was great.
Yeah, it's usually like dwarves and orcs that do that in quick play, though. Usually.
Usually, I've seen
and wood elves. I also seen wood elves do that.
Yes, what else? I've seen some Empire players do it too, because all they do is spam hailstorm rocket batteries, and then they lose, and it's like, yes, because
I mean, everybody can do it. I've seen Empire people do it as well. I've seen Skaven do it as well. I've seen a lizard guy doing it as well. You know, high elf doing it, but it's mostly dwarves and orcs. Especially orcs. They always do it for some reason.
I haven't run into orc.
Never run into them. You're lucky then. I wish I had your luck. I hate them.
I like I'm trying to I'm trying to do I'm trying to get better at I'm trying to an odd Skaven kite build with Wither and Lord Scroll. Just kind of like Lord Scroll to anchor it, and then just kite everything else. And I don't know. I haven't gotten a build I like yet. I've tried help hits to help anchor. I didn't like it. Maybe I need to get more like heavy firepower with warp cannons, but I've been trying that and a really heavy green skin dock.
All right, guys, I'm ready.
Alright, hold on. Doing again. Usually need to pick my goddamn reins because I always forget it. I'll just pick this, I guess.
Kostas, how do you build an army? Do you choose a leader first, or do you choose what you think is going to be the core of your army first, like your heavy cav? Or your
I
handgun?
choose my leader first, the support for the leader, then my core, and then my range.
All right, that's kind of how I do it. Except for Skaven, I just like spam clan rats, go, and then work from there.
For me, I usually let the. Well, there's two big decisions. Who am I playing against, and what is the terrain? And I don't know which one is the starting point, but I'll choose my lord based on that. But I don't know.
God, I rarely look at the terrain. I just look like, is there forest? Nope, I don't recognize the map. Is there forest? Yep, I don't recognize the map.
Oh god, this
So
map
could
looks
be,
weird.
I could be wrong, but I think this map is underplayed. I don't think it's as imbalanced as
Well,
I've
because it's an
never
awful
even-
map. Look at it. Look at it.
I don't think it's as bad as people think it is, because you can Vanguard everywhere. In the back,
I know, it's not
Vanguard,
that
you
terrible.
have like forest cover if you do choose to go back there. They could be on
But you-
any of the three tiers. You've got potential catapult. I don't know. I mean, you can.
I,
There's more
like
depth
if
to
you
it than
lose
people
it, if you
think.
lose a tier, you just lose it, which I kind of like and kind of don't like.
I gotta drop the screen.
You win it, your reinforcements take forever to get to the lower tier or higher tier.
Yeah. Let's see.
You have relinquished control of your forces and are now spectating. Oh, nice to know I relinquished control of something.
So Serjo was player 1, so he's considered the good guys. So balance bar is going to indicate how well Serjo is doing, and then Kostas is playing the bad guys. This is the red team.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah.
Thank you. I didn't know how to read it.
Based on because they're both Empire, it could get confusing, and they're not different. They're not different colors either, right? So.
Do you always bring the Royal Altdorf Griffites if you're expecting a cav game?
No. I don't.
If you're expecting a cav or a monster game, though.
Yes. If I'm expecting like an enemy to be like, oh, I have a lot of cavalry, a large unit. Yeah, well, there are instances where I bring a solo, what's its name? A solo Demigriff Knight, non-ROR, but it's kind of rare. It's usually in team games. Otherwise, if I do like 1v1s or 2v2s, like Royal Altdorf Fights are usually my go-to pick. Because in my opinion, I consider them the best cavalry.
So you left the artillery at home this game. That's a bit of a twist.
Yeah.
In comparison, Sergio is bringing one piece of artillery. I don't know if he's going to be able to fire with this though. He's looks like he's going to be shooting. Oh.
It's a border. Yeah, he's fine.
I shouldn't be talking about people's stuff. Anyways.
I love you, Otter.
I
You're
literally
so
forget
much of
this
a
every-
dork.
I literally.
It's fine. The
Because
builds
I'm
are already
man.
picked. I don't know where he has his cannons. I don't know
Yeah.
what type of
Well,
cannon
I'm
he
sure
has.
does, but
Even though I bet it's probably a great cannon, for I know that.
Oh no, I said something too. I'm
Probably what
sorry.
it is. Because
In
let's just be honest.
fairness, I also dropped Sergio the link to the YouTube channel though, so he could be watching as well. So whatever.
I don't think you.
It doesn't
I
matter.
have a
The,
question.
not
the,
super
the
serious.
picks have already been
Unrelated.
done. He cannot
Yeah.
change his army composition
No,
based
it
on.
can affect deployment.
Yeah, what
but,
I mean.
But yeah, it's not gonna change too much.
Yeah. You cannot really do much on that regard. Oh, mortar. Okay. Double mortar. Okay.
Interesting, huh?
And I see those Griffites back there.
Who will win against a head straight up fight? Flagellants or swordsman?
Mortars.
If I keep getting shot like that, his Flatulence will win. Flatulence usually always win because they're unbreakable units. You shouldn't really compare unbreakable units with non-unbreakable units, in my opinion.
They cost more as well, but
They do, but the problem is that the what's their face? The swordsman will still put a very big thing on them because they're unarmored and they have no shield.
yep.
Yeah. All right. One group
So
of
they will do
halberds.
decent.
I like that.
Flagellants can be shot as well, but it's a question of whether or not it's worth stopping
We're
and shooting the
saying-
flagellants or pushing to try and shoot the mortars or handgunners.
It's like it's
I don't
kind of
know.
We're
like
talking about a situation
players.
where you don't have anything to shoot at the Flatulence, you know.
Ooh, that was nasty.
These
Teams was
mortars
my
are
stamp.
putting a lot of pressure on you. It was, I think, for
They
this map,
are.
a good choice.
Yes.
Surprising choice. But
Probably
good one.
there. They'll come back.
And he has handgunners, but he's firing them into fucking swordsmen, spearmen. So I don't know what he's doing with those. Spirit Leech accusation.
It's accusation because he has a Witch Hunter. Witch
thought- what else
Hunters.
was on the
I've seen a
throat?
lot of success with Witch Hunters actually.
Oh, we got Boris versus
I think Witch
France.
Hunters.
We got the
I
Chad
think Witch
versus
Hunters are
the
really good,
Pretender.
yeah.
So this is where Kostas can.
No, this is where I
win.
smash Boris to the ground and I land
this is where you can win decisively.
donk.
You might lose everywhere else, but this is your chance to shine.
I'm so sad I can't make little
Oh my
colorful
God.
circles there.
Oh my God! Look at Boris.
Hello, it's me, Call Franz, and
He's-
this is why you
He's just
fight
getting
us.
turned inside out. He's got. Oh my God! He's got Shield of Thorns on. Wow, Shield of Thorns is plus 60% weapon damage now. That's insane.
Hell yeah. Yeah, it's why did
Shield of
I've
Thorns
used it
is
before? I've used Shield of Thorns
Well,
before.
I've been sleeping on it. Man, you could
Really?
put
And
Carl
then
Franz's
scatter it.
damage through them.
Carl Franz with
Sure.
Shield of Thorns, have you ever seen that?
Not that he needs it, but my God.
He doesn't need it, but yeah.
Yeah,
You've never seen that,
sometimes
really?
It's too much of the same thing, but of a good thing. But my goodness. Wait, you have a Jade Wizard?
So
Did you
do
bring-
most of your games.
You
They've
didn't.
been
No, I
on your
you didn't
deck.
bring Shield of Thorn. You brought Regrowth and Earthblood. I don't think you need. Well, Earthblood for the altars, I guess.
Outdoors, yeah. They usually need them.
Oh my
they do good
goodness! You
again.
just ravaged Boris. Balance bar is in your favor now, Kostas. The bad guys are winning.
I'd say
Oof.
definitely in his favor.
Man,
He's
Boris-
winning Cav engagements.
Boris needed to run away from
What
Carl
caster
Franz so
did
badly.
he bring? Life as well? Jade, yeah.
Ooh. Warrior Priest.
And now
getting
Carl
pulled
Franz
too.
is going to gank the Witch Hunter. That's going to be great.
Empire
but
Knights
can't-
were
is
a
he gonna get
little
stunned?
bit away there. France can probably fight them too, but there is hand gunners who are shooting in on him. But they're also obstructed, it says. So there's that.
Some
They're
of them
obstructed,
are.
so as long as those Empire Knights are there, I can take that fight. It's kind of funny because they won't shoot.
Surprisingly, the mortars only had 21 kills. I don't know how that is.
If I'm confused. If a single unit of a handgunner is obstructed by something, will the rest not fire?
Yes, the rest will fire. However, in this case, he has a Rock, a Jade Wizard, and a bunch of Empire Knights. See? Like 2 or 3
That's
of them
okay.
fire. Now
There
they
we
fired.
go.
See what I mean?
All right, I was a
That's
bit
the point
confused.
where I had to
Like,
say
they
adios,
have-
amigos.
Empire Knights just died. Balance bar is getting pulled back though. It's still a very even fight. You know, it's just-
Mostly because the infantry grind. Yeah, the infantry grind is slowly.
France just needs a heal, basically. Once if he gets healed up, then balance bar is going to shift again. I think. I mean, it's really. France needs to stay alive and go around tower routing things, and somehow those altars need to die if Kostas is going to pull it out.
Hey, you,
Well, I'll-
you have some crossbowmen in the back.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
summon,
we-
actually.
Well,
So.
it's just you won that flank, so you can push the spears up and take out the cannon, or shut down the handgunners. They're kind of in ILO right now. But there's a little cluster fight over here.
I'll do the handgunners. They're more prevalent right now. Now that you've closed in.
Yeah, I think it's pretty much done now. We'll see. You might pull a.
He still has the Witch Hunter. The Witch Hunter can definitely do some
Witch
damage,
Hunter
you know?
won't do crap against Carl Franz in a bit.
Uh,
Witch Hunter is gonna die now.
Everything's routing.
Oh yeah,
Kostar's
no,
still wavering. Like every time, I think it's just about to end.
I'm gonna use this and address the bug of the EXP. Do you see my crossbowman by the way at the back who got routed, gained 1/7 after getting hit with like a debuff? Look at them now.
what's their
They're
where are
max
they?
veterans, see, out of nowhere.
I don't. Wow.
That's a bug. CA, please fix.
After getting hit with what was the
They got
debuff?
debuffed apparently
What
in
was the
some way.
debuff?
I don't know. What is their bonus? It's usually their bonus. Melee attack and melee defense.
Yep, I see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
So this is
that
a bug.
bugs the-
CA, if you happen to watch this, please fix. Very
It
stupid
also
bug,
works.
and it shouldn't exist.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid. It works with like passives too, and it's like,
Yeah. Have you ever seen
Yeah, like-
Star Dragon? Apparently somebody says they're OP with that
Yep.
buff.
I
They have
saw.
like
I saw.
200.
Yeah, I saw
Yeah,
Indie
like-
Pride video. It was ridiculous. He still has
Yeah, like-
halberds, which can definitely deal with your cav, and
Oh yeah,
maybe
those halberds are not really something I worry about. It's just that I need those mortars to do it.
with that too. But I think you definitely have this though. If you'd have been able to get more value with his handgunners on your Karl Franz, maybe
I
if
feel
you'd
the
have
biggest issue that
Oh, Franz is getting charged.
doesn't matter.
Oh, no,
I have.
Those
Also,
are yours.
his-
Those are yours.
yeah, his Empire
Yeah.
Knights. I think if they would have held down Karl Franz more and he had more effective line of sight, because he was kind of on a hill. If you'd have perched him up a little bit better, I think you could have definitely taken out Karl Franz with the handgunners.
I can't remember. Does Warrior Priest Soulfire damage your own troops?
No,
No.
they don't. They don't. So you can just have a huge ass blob right now. It won't even matter. Yeah, I just have to kill his Jade Wizard and he's in.
Yeah, I think this way of playing Empire is probably the most competitive.
It's hyper aggressive and it has very little flaws. This way for
Jade
Empire.
Wizard, Friends, and Altdorfs it hits so hard. It really does.
It's a freaking synchronization of everything at its moment.
It's
Not a bad game. I just feel he was a little bit too defensive for what I had built, because I was like hyper aggressive going around him, just charging all the time,
mm,
Not really a
What-
bad
what-
build. I think what he wanted to do was use his gunman with accusation on the Witch Hunter on Karl Franz or like Name Lord, which is actually pretty good thinking.
eh,
It's not really a bad thinking. That's actually pretty good. It can work.
here's
It can
the-
work actually most of the times.
Here's the thing, though. If you're gonna go with a Witch Hunter build, like Witch Hunters are slow. They have limited range.
They need babysitting. That's why I
Uh,
hate Witchers.
Well, not even that, but like, look, he's got Boris Todbringer. I say this literally every single time though. You got Boris Todbringer. If you got Tyrion, if you got one of these power healing lords, you don't need a Jade Wizard. It's too much. Of the
No,
same thing.
there was no point for him to bring a Jade.
If you're gonna bring, like, if he was gonna bring anything, I mean, okay, granted, Jade Wizard can heal the Altars,
Okay.
and Altars
Yeah.
are very expensive. For that, fine, but I think a Light Wizard will synergize much better with a Witch Hunter. But with Boris, I think you're better off with an Amethyst Wizard or a Fire Wizard. So
Amethyst Wizard.
yeah, I mean, or fireballs. Just spit fireballs with a fire
Yeah.
wizard on a peg. You can get like really high mobility with a peg fireball caster.
You also gotta remember how insane range the fireball has. Just also say that.
Yeah, I think the
I
parts
think,
don't really match. They don't really match each other. Like Jade Wizard, Witch Hunter, Boris, and Altdorfs. They don't synergize. But the mortars were a good pick, and I think his frontline
They
did
were.
what it needed to
They
do.
were.
The only thing I would suggest change is that the hero, like the special unit selection. I think that's where he struggled.
I think
Boris,
I think
in my opinion, is better with an Amethyst Wizard. I'll just say that.
I think a light wizard would have been great there for Bruno's time warp and nets, because if he could have netted down
Net
Karl
Karl
and had
Franz.
a accusation and just have everything firing at him, I think it would have been
See, here's
a
the
great.
thing with
So-
Empire, though, right? Like Empire, they have two lords that just get power heals without even using Winds of Magic in Boris and in Volkmar. So if you're
Mhm.
going with an Amethyst Wizard with Spirit Leech, like you're gonna be burning Winds of Magic and not really doing a whole lot against those two lords. And there's a decent chance that you're gonna end up matched up against. Oh, let me change the map here. There's a decent chance you're gonna end up matched against one of those two lords. Uh, if it's not one of those lords, then it's probably going to be Karl Franz. He's going to be with a high HP pool, and he'll probably have a Jade Wizard. So again, you're kind of it's it's maybe slightly more cost effective than versus the other two, but still it's kind of Golbaraz, is that where he gets his hammer from? It sounds like a. What's the name of his
Uh,
hammer? Galmaraz?
Galmaraz, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's not the same, but I'm gonna just pretend it's an Empire
so
map.
I
That's-
think I can see. I think I can see the fucking orc face in the picture.
a very evil thing you can
Yeah,
do.
it's 100% an orc map, but it sounds like Galmaraz, so I'm gonna pretend it's not. Yeah.
Hey, Alter.
What up?
Alter, you know what's a super evil thing you can do with Witch Hunter?
What's that?
Marcus.
Yeah.
I think you know what
Yeah.
you're doing.
Yeah. Well,
Net
but
plus
see, but
shooting.
exactly. But see, that's the
Which other
thing.
light wizard and Marcus?
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you're gonna run a Witch Hunter build, then what comes to mind is first thing is a net. So either you're running Marcus, or you're running a light wizard, or you're running the Temple Hall
Luminarch.
Luminarch with the net, right?
That's a very short range net.
True, but so is a
Yeah.
Witch Hunter.
Doesn't
Like,
matter.
but you just need to, when he's in range, you need to hit hard, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. Do you have any?
Yeah. But so anyway, we're going over it again. Let's see. So Sergio again, he's bringing the Jade Wizard and Witch Hunter, and Boris. I don't. It didn't work last time, and
Who is Serjo?
he's on my friends list. I
Ah.
haven't played with him recently though, so I'm not super familiar with his playstyle. But anyway, so cool. I guess maybe he knows something I don't. He's sticking with his plan. He's tweaked a few things. And then it looks like you've got the Altdorfs.
It's the same build as last time.
Warpriest. So it's almost a repeat matchup. He's tweaked a little bit, but we'll see if it makes a big difference.
Well, sometimes even a small tweak can make a huge difference.
Yeah,
I
it
don't
can.
know.
It can.
Be
We will
surprised.
see. We'll
Also,
see.
also replaying matches definitely make a difference because
Yeah,
you get to
people learn.
spot your mistakes, your major turning point mistakes, such
Yeah.
as that cat battle last game. You
Yeah.
get to
I
put
mean,
it on its head.
what's he
I
going
agree.
to do? Like,
But if
What-
Karl Franz peels up on the flanks again, what's he gonna do
He's-
about it?
his best choice, and if he's still running the whole Boris shenanigans, why is he not bringing like a cannon instead of the mortars? Because, like, I don't know if people know that, but the
Question.
cannon damage stacks with the
Maybe
Witch
it was
Hunters.
maybe it was the map though, but this is a different map, right?
Maybe, but
maybe
still.
it's strat. Could be a
Yeah.
different outcome. We'll see.
I'm surprised he's not bringing the silver bullets instead of the normal handgunners last game because I just if you're
Normal
only gonna
hand-
have one unit, you
So-
might as well just bring the silver bullets.
Let
and just-
me say one thing. Both normal handgunners and silver bullets have their place. It just depends on like what type of build you're building. It's like how you asked me earlier, like do you always bring the there are a lot of yes I do. But sometimes I run solo, just a regular demigryph. With halberd, without like anything else, Just to get that one extra unit that I need in my army. Yourself, I mean. So it's not really always the same. It's kind of the same situation with them. Yes, they do have stalk. Yes, they're insane. Yes, they have like AP magic bullets, shot. That's why I said bring the great cannons instead of the, So that I was waiting for. He's firing at the optimal target, which is good.
Yeah, he's getting some really good value. He's shooting kind of broadside along. He's gonna kill like 5-unit models with each hit. Right
Yeah,
now.
he will. He will.
Oof.
Oh,
Oh, that was 5
He
right
killed-
there.
Yeah, that's why I said.
Oh
You
god.
gotta square up and
That
face
was-
that cannon, or rotate out of range, because
Disgusting.
that's so punishing.
It's too
That
late.
cannon
too
already
late.
paid for itself off of that. So this could be a different outcome now, because now it's Boris plus Demis versus Franz. whereas before it was a lot more even. But nice pop of that damage resist buff. Fran's lagging a little bit behind, but he's on his way to the right place. The question is, where's the Jade Wizard? Is Jade Wizard going to get there in time? He's definitely going to need those support heals ASAP.
Crossbowmen on
the handgunners and cannon.
on the handgunners, that's good.
Yeah.
The handgunners are
We'll see.
line of sight by the hill. They're
Boris
gonna get
is
right up on
piecing
the
out
hill.
this time, but if Boris pieces out, then you can ravage his demis and win with it, right? So,
Yeah.
I mean, if Boris just flies around in the air, he's not doing much. Granted, he could go and tear out those swordsmen that are wavering against the flagellants. I don't know. It's a close fight. Last game was close too. This one also close.
Getting your huntsman on the cannon, yep, absolutely. Great choice.
We shoot a thorn.
Demi's getting plastered by the cannon again, but on the other hand, the hammer of the witches doesn't have much of a screen. Is getting shot, so and Boris is getting the old butt treatment again from France.
Cannon's about to row.
Or that, yeah, that took out
Handgunners, though.
3.
Handgunners are here. Ooh,
Jade Wizard
the
versus
aggressive
Jade
play
Wizard.
from Jade Wizard. I like it. I like it.
This is on the
Jade.
horse.
Demi versus Demi
Life on
fight
life
in the
action,
back
man.
line. This is a real deal. So Boris versus Franz would win that, but the handgunners are in support. So is there anything that can interrupt the handgunners while they have that?
The handgunners are on the wrong side, though.
Is Doris
Exactly, I was gonna say that.
Is Franz gonna do
Boris
enough
is gonna be
damage?
taking more
They're not
fire.
firing because they don't want to shoot Boris.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Boris should try and actually fight on the other side, I think. And
I would actually
take-
kite with Boris.
Or kite, yeah.
Kite with
But
Boris,
If
kite
he,
him
if
around.
he kites, though, Franz can dive the Jade Wizard
Launch
and secure that fight.
him in with
Or he can
his
just
spears
kill the
and his
handgunners.
gunnies.
He can also just kill the handgunners
Yep.
and break them off and then turn around and fight Boris afterwards. Like if he doesn't.
I would absolutely put Boris in that little blob right there because he has spears and his Empire Knights and one of these.
Jade
Demi-grips.
Wizards are going toe to toe. The on foot one is about to break, but he's holding tough.
Shoot a thorn. Another shoot a thorn.
Boris escapes, so Boris is living a lot longer in this one. Oh, the Jade Wizard is getting shot, and he's
Yeah,
gone.
yep.
Down he goes. So actually, Kostas, you've fallen behind in this one. It looks like maybe that little tweak has changed the battle.
Yep, and he's properly using the
Change
cannon.
the
He
entire
has,
battles.
Well,
to be fair though, he has 3 units, 2 swordsmen and 1 flagellant,
running into
chasing
the
off some
distance. And
routing.
yeah.
Carl on the handgun.
Could be some. fatigue
Yeah, I forgot to
there,
put the
that's
goddamn guard mode. That's why.
all.
You put the guard mode, yeah. Boris is a
Oh,
good
and
lord.
you
It's
shut
just-
down the
he's-
cannon. You shut down the cannon, but the cannon absolutely got value. It
It was
has
a cannon that won the battle.
I think it's done.
an entire
I
unit,
think
entire Demrigan
3
unit's
units,
worth of value.
3 units of infantry chasing off the crossbows is probably too much. They're still chasing them.
One unit.
And then that's
Oh wait, those are his.
Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah, no, you got nothing left, Kostas.
Yeah. That was his. Well, you're getting. I will
All right.
change faction, I guess, so you can see
Well,
something else.
Props
Oh,
to
you don't get
Sergio.
confused.
Props to Sergio. He adapted. Keeping it fresh, keeping it interesting. It's 1-1. Still think Great
Change,
Swords.
adapt, overcome.
I still think Great Sword's got a place in this. We haven't seen, we've still seen just both Empire armies bringing chaff. And I've heard you say a few times, Kostas, I wish I brought a Great Sword. Think about it
This
like
time I
that
wish
too.
I wish I hadn't though, because it will be the same thing. I don't,
One crossbowman and one handgun though, and great
I'm going
swords.
to change so you see different. So you don't get confused anymore with the goddamn things.
Mostly I was okay. I think I'm getting used to it. It was blue versus red, so.
Yeah. It's the tragic decision of being blue versus red on every. That's how it goes. You gotta pick blue for and up for. If
Hey,
you get
Otter,
what I mean.
would you ever do Drunk Warhammer with me?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Okay, next match.
Just stream some Drunk Warhammer. It's just 2 silent dudes drunkenly staring at a screen.
Yeah,
Oh, that's gonna be
fun.
best fucking Warhammer stream of the world, man.
Go fix it.
I'm running out of Empire maps here. Schwarzhaven. There we go. That's Empire, right?
I don't know.
It's like probably
Sure.
Estalia, maybe.
It looks kind of similar to the one they were just on. Hey,
Orange, yeah.
Kostas, what else do you main?
I only main Empire. That's what
You
I do.
only main.
Yeah, I'm cool with
Mhm.
just seeing Kostas play Empire and nothing but Empire. No.
How do you do?
I play
What do you
other
do?
factions like Bretonnia and High Elf, but I barely play anything outside of Empire.
Oh,
This is just me.
so you don't like greenskins?
Nope.
I don't know if we can be friends, man.
So I don't like them. I don't like playing them. There's a difference.
The difference doesn't matter, man. You already said it.
What
You already
about-
broke my heart, man.
What about Waldenhof? It sounds like an Empire one. I don't even know it. Let's try Waldenhof.
Difference matters. Trust me.
Let's try Waldenhof.
Voltgrad sounds
Doesn't
like
look doesn't look fair. Looks like
It does not look fair.
one army is gonna have the advantage here. That's probably why I don't know it, because it doesn't look fair at all.
Voltgrad.
Could depend on the deployment zones.
Swim with the shifting sands. That's Empire.
What?
Swim with the shifting sands.
Really? It sounds like
No,
okay.
it is too.
Dude, what are Tomb Kings? Dude, I don't even know what Tomb Kings are, man. I only know Empire. Skaven, they don't exist.
What is a rat?
All right, I'm gonna take a. I need to like drink something, so I'm gonna stretch for a second. You guys can keep going. I'll put the screen up and then yeah, just go ahead and do your thing.
Otter, it's no longer your stream. It's Kostas' stream. He's hijacked it.
So this screen's up. Yeah, I'll be right back.
Sorry, I'm not a Russian hacker to hack the stream. Good lord.
I'm surprised. Kostas, do you use any skirmish cav on the Empire?
Against specific factions.
What factions do you like using them against?
Dark Elves. Beastmen.
Because the Pithliers
Greenskins.
trade for their. You're just looking for the skirmish cav trade offs, then, yeah.
Mhm.
All right.
The only time I won't look for one is on the greenskin. Because greenskins have no armor. That's why a lot of people don't see on the greenskin rosters that they don't have any armor. People keep forgetting that they got no armor. Henceforth, people, forget they exist.
Or
morale.
melee defense for that matter, or morale. Yeah.
Well, just shove a steam tank there and everything blows up instantly. That's how you do it usually. Well, that's how it goes. It's weird. A problem is with skirmish on Empire is I feel the Pistoliers are actually really good against Dark Elves because they will beat Dark Riders with repeating crossbows. They'll always beat them. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's a plus there. Even in melee, you can just charge in there and kill them.
Yep. Yeah, that's
Grenade launchers are actually a pretty good unit, but they're also very situational as well.
Like, would
So
you
the
use them
least-
against? No, keep going.
The least, I think the worst mobile unit is the War Wagon. I think everybody that mains Empire will tell that to you, that like War Wagon equals trash. Throw it out the window.
I don't even main Empire, and I know it's trash.
Yeah, like, everybody knows.
What's
it's
trash?
trash. War Wagon, the regular one.
Your mom, Perversia.
I actually hate the War Wagon.
No,
Work. It's garbage. Potential
Oh, it is
0.
exactly what I feared. It's not a balanced map at all.
I
I was hoping that deployment zones would have been like sideways, but
What do you have
Nah,
to?
nah. No.
CA was like, nah, we don't want a balanced map. We want to clearly favor one person.
What is a balanced map? Tell me.
What is balance?
Fucking crossroad.
Well,
Crossers is not really as balanced as you think.
This will be an interesting match.
Huh? Changed up again. And you, ooh,
this is probably more vamp
I like
themed
it.
than
Otter.
Empire.
I like
Actually,
it.
now that I look at it,
Otter.
It's,
You see what's happening right here?
it sounded
Otter.
Empire.
We
What-
have.
what up?
Yep. And look at yep. Oh my God. Yes.
Yeah.
You see it.
Oh hell yeah! This is why I want to. This is why I wanted an Empire Knight for shit like this. I
There's also that though.
I am so stoked about this fight.
It's just gonna go like that.
Kostas, you are being a crowd pleaser tonight. That is for sure.
Why? Because the meme?
Kostas.
You mean?
Kostas, my panties are wet for you.
Yeah,
No thanks.
my dick's hard for you.
Dude.
This is what's gonna happen. Bang, bong, bada boom.
Oh my goodness. This is gonna be the most fun match to watch of the entire night, regardless of what happens.
Sounds like a great time to go out and get a smoke break.
I have to take my dog out for a pee in 2 seconds anyways.
Rude.
But I'm not moving until this match is done. My dog is gonna have to hold it.
Your dog just have to shit on the carpet, man.
That's what it takes. I'll just close my study door.
Whatever it takes.
If you want to close them in or close them out is the real question.
Oh, hell no.
no.
You
Get
want them
outta
to shit anywhere or shit somewhere where you just in the study?
You know what? Once my dog woke up in the middle of the night and had to crap, and I guess was fast asleep or something, and it went into the bathtub. How smart is my dog? That is amazing.
That's disgusting. That's the last place you want to take a shit.
Dude, it was so good because I could just rinse it out.
It feels so disgusting.
Let's talk Warhammer.
Yeah,
We
alright.
are talking Warhammer.
Let's talk Warhammer. So
I need to cater to my
Warhammer
audience.
is on its
There
great
is a
flipping
niche
grip.
audience for other stuff, but anyway, chances
How
are
large?
they're not watching this.
How
right now.
large do you think the hippogriff's turds are?
Oh my god. Hey,
I can confirm that whoever made the art for this hippogriff, if they did not put an
really,
anus.
guys, if you're not watching this hot steamy action of Steam Tank versus Steam
Dude.
Tank, you're not living right
Hot
now.
deuces.
Look at them
Hot
trading.
juicy deuces.
Sergio Steam Tank
Friendly fire.
is taking a beating, while this
Ooh.
one is just
He has a great cannon.
ironing some swordsmen. With
Regrowth going on Steam Tank.
melting their faces.
He has the hammer of the witches.
Costas
The
is
hammer
here
of the
with
witches
Marcus
has been eating
Wolfhard.
the steam tank.
Wolfhard versus Boris. This was a really fun matchup in the RedPsi matchup. We'll see how that goes again. But who cares? We have Steam Tanks just slamming into each other. Like, who
We
cares?
don't need to watch anything else. We have Steam Tank.
Yeah. Do we have double Jade Wizards? We do. So it looks like Jade Wizards is a standard play. I'm seeing that more than anything else.
Ooh,
Boris taking a plow to the face,
Boris
man.
taking it.
Outriders
Beating.
completely destroying those flagellants.
Yeah. Steam Tank, one of them's about 60% HP, the other's around 80. Boris is just chilling there. Oh my
Boris, the
goodness.
dude, he's
But this is the thing, like, what's going to chase him off the field? That's what I want to know. Or is he going to come back?
Mark-
Oh, he's diving! Brave! He might not get away now. He needed to
Dude.
book it and heal. Is
It wouldn't have been-
Wolfhart's not shooting at him, though. Wolfhart just put
If
some
you take
shots
that
into
cannon-
swordsman. Oh,
Focus shot coming in.
Alright.
This will be the kill if it hit.
Passes,
This is good.
you switch that cannon around, the cannon will finish him
Oh.
off.
He is healing, though.
Oh, I meant
Oh, it whiffed. It whiffed.
he couldn't bend the bullet.
Dodges.
One bending hard enough, man.
Oh, and you have the swordsman.
He
You got the
whiffed it,
swordsman
dude.
back in the cannon. That's really good.
Damn it,
Steam
boys.
Tank
Yeah, three-
is almost
yeah,
dead. But
Yeah,
Steamy
yep.
Tank is close to Jade Wizard, can get healed, and it is
Another
shooting other Steam
regrowth
Tank.
coming in, I think.
It is another regrowth. So
Regrowth.
Stank versus Stank action, still going hard. Boris getting plowed. still by Wolfart. Boris is doing absolutely nothing. So this is a mistake RedPsi made, and Sergio's making the same mistake. You got to pull him away from Wolfart. Like, Wolfart doesn't have the speed to chase, so just back up, heal up, and then come back when he's got a full HP pool again. But idle right there, he's not doing
Or just use this terrain to your advantage.
Yeah. Well, there's so many options, but
Play on the opposite sides of. But look, he's going right back into fucking Marcus.
Man,
He's
gonna
gonna
get
charge.
netted again and get shot.
Actually, yep. Go
He's
ahead
gonna
and
get
charge
netted
Marcus.
and shot by the handgunners. Guy.
Doesn't
He won't
even
get shot
matter,
by the handgunners.
guy.
The spearmen are too close.
It's not even a thing. Like, he will get netted and he will die. That's why. Like,
I mean, oof.
look, like, he's dead.
Yeah, there he goes.
Balance bar, he pulled the balance bar back to even, but then he threw away Boris, like, and the balance bar just chunked right back down. I mean, he still has his steam tank alive, which is good. He's got your steam tank wrapped up, so like on this, he's microing other things. He's won the front line. Oh no, you've won the front line. Sorry, your spears just killed everything.
Yeah, his steam tank's wrapped up in a Reichsguard, so I'm not too worried about that Reichsguard steam tank battle.
The reason why a lot of my that bounce bar drop is because my cannons are not on their cannons, by the way. That's also
Yeah, and the cannons, his cannons are getting back online. And
You're the no. It dropped in your it's in your favor. I'm saying when Boris died, it shifted a lot.
Oh
yeah.
It was close until Boris died, and then it just went.
Want to crab pretty much instantly.
Yeah. No, at this point, I don't think he can come back, unless the meme tank pulls out the guys. You know it's time.
Dude, it's steam tank on steam tank. Look at it. Oh
They're
yeah, dude.
Chasing each other, just dropping hot steamies.
High speed pursuit.
Look at them spraying steam in each other's face with their like missile
charge.
Yeah. Like people
ram it. Oh my
people
God,
forget
yes.
beyond the actual cannon ammo, that steam also.
Okay, where the wish is about to fucking face pound that steam tank.
Let's also not forget that steam cannon ammo is infinite, by the way. We don't talk about that.
Boys start going into the hammer.
Look at that. Look at that one right in the middle, getting Eiffel towered by 2 steam tanks. Poor bastard.
This flagellant is having the ride of his life. He's like, this is what I do for. Look at him, he's like cheering afterwards. Flagellant, you are living the dream, buddy.
He's the hero we deserve. Us 2 steam tanks going at it in hard, rough sex, and he's like, I want some of that.
I think it's probably gonna be army losses in a bit, yeah. There he goes.
GG, Kostas. GG,
That
if you're watching this, man. That was fun as shit. You're both heroes of the people after that game.
Dude, you gotta bring the meme tank in an Empire build. You can't bring the meme tank and you're
good, man. Outriders got a lot of kills, but they didn't do enough work.
Outriders did good. It's just that I just shot all over Boris. That's the issue. Like Boris just.
Boris should have been coming in on the gunners and Marcus.
No, you stay away from Marcus. If he's near handgunners or anything shooting range and you have a flying lord, you stay the hell away.
How about this one? This looks cool. Check these side out.
Okay. You guys want to like some 2v2s or 3v3s? I'm kind of getting the urge of doing that, right?
Sure.
No way.
I'll do one.
Hey,
actually, Perv, you want to hop in? Menace is wanting to play too. Or Nameless.
Okay, just get the whole goddamn world anyway.
I gotta take my dog out for a pee, but yeah, Menace I think is itching to play.
Yeah, he's on his.
I'm getting real tired, so.
Yeah, I'm also ready to dip.
I've just been chilling.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm happy to watch tonight. I'm in a pretty mellow mood, but
Yeah.
I'm also very close to calling it a night too. We'll see.
I probably will tonight.
You're not feeling like playing Aperf?
Nah, not tonight.
Alright, I'll just check my friends list, see if there's anyone else who might want to hop on. Not too many people at this time of night, but
Still something.
there's a few. There's a few.
It's like 1v1 is like the one thing that I cannot play for forever.
Oh
Is
yeah,
it
it's
with
it's intense. It's very tiring.
He's not in here.
Hmm. I'm gonna. Mm, should I take my dog out? Did you guys hear from Menace? Let me check and see if he's in his server real quick.
Yeah, he's in his server. I'll go
I'm
get
gonna
him.
go shout at him and get him over here.
Okay.
Yo,
Huh?
Menace, you wanna come in?
You say
Yeah,
don't have
I'll come in
AirPod?
a minute. I'm just in the middle of a mission. I started it.
Okay.
I didn't know you
what's
were
your
on.
ETA? I'm just debating if I should kill my stream or not because it's kind of idle time right now.
15, maybe no, probably less than that. Like 5 or 10.
5 or 10? Okay.
Check.
We'll
I
see.
sent it to you in a DM. Or yeah.
Alright, he said it'll be about 5 or 10 minutes. So, I don't know. Do you
Damn.
guys want to do another one while we wait for him? Or
I'm burned down in 1v1s, man. Right now. Completely burned down.
Alright, I'm gonna... I'll join in there. Perv, can you join? Play a quick one?
Perv is... Perv left.
Who else is on the Discord? Wait, I saw someone else Discord. Wait, Nameless, you still there? Yeah.
I'm dead. I'm dying.
Are you
So tired.
you wanna play a 2v2?
Oh shit.
No? Okay, let's kill it. I'm gonna